Yo, as you see in the building, we back. Back, we're never moving backwards. Here to put Israel on the atlas. I know the slogan. Wanted to go live, man. Tried to do this show yesterday, but we here today. Touch on the scamming allegations. And it's not even really about who's actually scamming. It's really to touch on the issue that's going on in the community and that has been running rampant with religious and conscious people alike. When you go to the religious and conscious sectors, there's always somebody trying to be a race hustler or a religious hustler or a conscious hustler, where they try to use the fact that black people are downtrodden, or who we classify as black, right? Black Americans are downtrodden to make money off of them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna watch some clips about how polite, very he used clever antics to trick people out of their money, by selling them a dream, selling them the promise of getting multiple streams of income and being able to change their lives. And he's affecting black people that are actually good people, that are actually working. One brother was an Uber driver. One brother was trying to earn his just due, and he wanted to, gain some passive income and, live that dream that was being sold by polite. I wanted to do this video, to get brothers and sisters out of that mind state. Stop looking at the internet at these gurus and looking towards these conscious leaders, these religious leaders, and expecting them to give you a magic pill to solve your economic woes, or a get rich quick scheme. Any get rich quick scheme is going to have huge consequences to it. You might get scammed. It might be illegal. It might be illicit. You might end up getting jail time. So don't fall for that. Like the great Thomas Sowell said, if you want to get out of poverty, you get a skill that people are willing to pay for. That's the point of this video. I'm always bring it back to education. Education is the great equalizer. You're not going to find a Bitcoin. You're not going to be able to go through Bitcoin or go through these Bitcoin gurus and pay Bitcoin gurus to get amass a lot of wealth, because these Bitcoin gurus and these Forex gurus, because I know somebody, one of my friends got scammed out of $100,000 by a Forex guru. They sit up here and say this dream, oh, you can make all this money, you can quit your job, just give me your money and I'll get you started. Give me 25K, give me 5K, 7K. When you could have just took that money, educated yourself. No, that's true, Kafira. I agree. Not just the leaders. There are sisters and brothers in this truth behaving the same way, praying on their own, Israel. I completely agree with you. I am in complete agreement. It's not just the leaders, not the people at the top. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to make a quick buck off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Which is evil as hell. But don't fall for the okie doke. You don't need. And this is the thing. This same community is calling the white man the devil. Oh, the white man's the devil with their predatory loans, check cashing places. They milk us for every little dime we got, rent too damn high, all this other stuff. But then these same people that are making these allegations, like the organization I came from, they condemn the Christian church. They condemn the pastors for living off the congregation. Forcing them to pay for a pastor anniversary and all these other things. And then they ended up doing the same damn thing that they were condemning the pastors for. So really, I'm making this video so, to arm people with something that can help them get out of poverty without looking for these get rich quick schemes and going through these Bitcoin gurus, these Forex gurus, They're going to tell you, oh, just do Forex trading, stocks, and all this other stuff. And you go pay for their courses and their lessons. And they tell you, hey, I made all this money off of Forex trading. No, they didn't make money off of Forex trading. They made money off of selling courses, getting gullible people like you to buy into their belief, like Polite, buy into their dream and say, hey, I made money doing this. And then you pay $5,000 and get flown out to Florida to learn what they did, but all the time you got scammed. Because once you start learning Forex and you start actually applying it, you're not making as much money as they promised you. Because the whole time they was getting the bag off of your name, off of you, off of gullible people. 10 people times 5, that's 50K. So just imagine you keep scamming people. That's where they're gaining their money. It's a math problem. It's a simple math problem. When they come to you and approach you saying, I'm making all this money off of whatever it is, Bitcoin, and I can get you started, just give me $2,000. Like, how many people he do this to? Or she did this to? Because my friend, he got scammed by a woman. This was a woman. She scammed him out of $100,000. And I told him, you could have took that $100,000 and flipped it in real estate. You did not have to do that. But he bought that dream. The sister we're going to watch tonight, she bought the dream that Polite showed her with this pseudo-intellectualism, using all these multi-syllable words. You understand? What we call, real people that are intellectual, we call that word salad. You're saying a bunch of nothing. Now you have tricked these people to thinking that you know what you're talking about. And once once you do that and you start trying to sell or market something to them, you're scamming. And that's exactly what happened, because he's hoping that you don't know what he's talking about, so you can't look it up. And you can't condemn him on it. You can't fact check him on it. 3 streams of income. What's a tax deed? What's this? What's that? You're going to see the sister's going to tell you that she didn't even know what the hell he was talking about, and she still sent her money. And that's what he's hoping. That's what these people are hoping for. But again, if you want to avoid scamming and you want to get out of poverty, you take your ass to school and you get a degree in a high earning sector. Not waste your money on Bitcoin, not waste your money on Forex, not waste your money on what's the Moors do? They sell those sovereignty packages. $4,500 sovereignty package. And then these same organizations will tell our people that money is fiat, it's fake, it's false, so we don't need it. Okay, so if we don't need it, why do you need $4,500 for a sovereignty package? Oh, we're going to sell you this sovereignty package, and it's going to change your life. You're going to get a, I wish Dred was on here because he knows the terminology better than I do. But I forget what is a secured credit something. Credit party line, and your birth certificate is a bank account. You're going to be able to draw money from it, be able to purchase homes and all type of assets with it. This is what they're selling you. Meanwhile, they're not, and then they'll tell you, what I did it too, and that's how I gained all of my assets. No, they got all of their assets off of scamming. When you look at the Israelite community, the community I'm a part of, and I'm going to speak against it, people have made a living off their congregation. Whether they be the priests, whether they be deacons, whatever you want to call them, they have made livings off of their congregation. And how can you sit here and justify abusing poor people? How can you sit here and justify abusing poor people and taking their hard-earned money? The brother was driving Uber and saved up $2,000, and Polite took his money. These people are working, working for straps. And you take that little bit of money that they are able to muster up. They say the average U.S. citizen doesn't even have $500 in their bank account. So if they save $2,000 up and they're barely making it, and you take that from them, The Bible said that's as if you slayed a man. That's as if you killed a man. If you take a man's living from him, it's as if you killed him. These people have attempt murders on their name. And that's how you have to look at it. You're abusing and using poor people and the fact that they don't know anything. Instead of teaching them ways to get out of poverty, ways to combat poverty, you're doing the same thing that you're accusing the white man of. Oh, the white man does everything to use us and abuse us. The Jewish people call us liquid money because we spend all our money. The Chinese come in our communities, open up nail salons, and they use and abuse us, take our money, cuss us out, beat up on our women. You're doing the same thing. But again, I want to arm the people and the listener with information that can help them in their day-to-day life, where they don't have to feel like they got to go to a guru or go to this spiritual leader or go to this conscious brother that's pushing Black empowerment down their throat, but at the same time robbing them of their hard-earned money and hard-earned cash. If anybody is requiring money of you for some information on, bettering your life, and it's not a learning institute, run from them, because they don't mean you no good. They just want to stuff their pockets. This has been going on for years. Look at Reverend Jackson. Look at Jesse Jackson. Look at Al Sharpton. They're race hustlers. They do everything they do in the guise of supporting Black people to fill their pockets. You understand? Hey, Nate said that's the reason they don't believe in Yah, guilt-free life. But you got brothers that claim to believe in Yah and practice the same thing. So it go across the board. It's not a denomination. It's not a sect. It's not a religious thing exclusively. It's across the board with Black people. We do each other dirty, especially when it comes to economics and financially. Shalom, Jeremiah. What's going on? Got the CEO in the building.
All right. Yo, yeah. Shalom. Yeah, man. I think you're on point with what you're saying, man. I'm just here to support, man. Real talk.
Yeah, man. Just pointing out, scammers, and it's really not even about the people that's actually scamming. I'm trying to arm our people with a way out of poverty, because that's how they get scammed. You know what I'm saying? The sister we about to watch, she's a single mother. She's trying to raise a child. It took her forever to scrape up $500 to give this man. So we can tell she's struggling. As the majority of the Black community is struggling. So when you give them these dreams of grandeur, and that they can get out of this, you can get 3 streams of income and all this other nonsense, they're quick to pay. And we also want an easy way out. All I got to do is give you $500 and that changed my life. We don't want to work towards nothing. We have to change that mentality. You understand? That's why I push degree programs. And I'm not talking about going to school for Black studies. That's dumb. That's a waste of money. Oh, what you get your BA in, your bachelor's in arts in? I got it in Black studies. Brother, you picked that degree because you felt that was an easy way out. You're not going to make any money off of that. Get a tech degree, engineering degree, something like that. And then you're going to have to be nomadic, and you're going to have to move to where the work is. Because a lot of people say, well, there's no type of jobs like that in my area. You're going to have to be nomadic and move to where the work is. Now, ain't nobody trying to do that. Are you really trying to get out of poverty? If you pursue trades, if you pursue a trade, you know what I'm saying, you can be a welder, pipe fitter, crane operator, HVAC, and make pretty decent money and not struggle. But all of these things that I'm naming requires work, dedication, hustle. You understand? You got to apply yourself to do these things. We looking for that magic pill. We looking for what the Jack and the Beanstalk, man. 3 magic beans we throw outside our window, and a beanstalk grows up, and then we go up and get the golden goose egg. Life does not work like that, man. So if you don't want to get scammed, take that money, that you was going to give to one of these scam artists and put it towards your education, put it towards your degree, your undergraduate, put it towards a trade. That's how you combat poverty. This is simple. Thomas Sowell said the best. If you want to combat poverty, get a skill people are willing to pay for. Then you won't have to worry about falling into the traps and snares laid by people like Polite, these fake pseudo-religious leaders, these conscious people that's all they out for is your pocket and your wallets. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Johnny Clark said Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Francis C. Wilson have spoke on this subject matter. On scamming? Well, I'm gonna have to check them out. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, let's get into some of this footage, bro. We're gonna listen to this sister testimony. This happened 2 years ago. I was watching one that he scammed the Uber driver last year. You know, shout out to Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh had put him on blast for that. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. Check this out, y'all. And again, y'all think I'm highlighting the scammer? I'm not highlighting the scammer. I'm highlighting the mentality that leads up to you getting scammed in the first place.
Or become a trucker, or become a boxer. I don't believe the reason we exist is to become any one of those things. Then the question becomes, then why do we exist in the first place? What is the purpose? Now I contend life has no purpose. That's what I contend, right? And that's going to be weird for a lot of people. But because I'm thinking to the contrapositive. Sometimes we got to see things the other way around, and we also got to get it wrapped into permutations, right?
And ever since we were introduced, the community was introduced to Polite, we all caught, you know what I'm saying, on to this slick talking, fast talking personality that he has. And that's usually traits of a scammer. You know what I'm saying? They fast talk because they want you to catch on to what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And he tries to speak with all this technical jargon so you can't understand what he's saying. So you'll get wild and wooed by his words and his speech. And then when he gets you there, like he got your wallet, then it's too late. Then you a victim. Now you're on YouTube crying about it.
After you pray, you need to sit down and receive. See what the universe tell you. You do some coherent heart breathing. After we do some coherent heart breathing, we meditate. After we meditate, we introspect. Working 9 to 5, 8 hours, going to and fro work, 2 more hours, and going to sleep at least 6. That's 16 hours. That's 2/3 of 24.
And that's another thing. He said work, going to work is a social sacrifice. Does a social sacrifice, but you're getting paid for your time while you're working. And that's another sign that I want you guys to look out for. These people that are saying they're against work, they're not against work when it's the means of funds to supply their scamming habit, right? Because you're working, you work, this woman works, she works a 9 to 5, but he don't have no problem with her working because she's providing him money. You understand? But he's telling you work is a sacrifice. No, work is a way that you earn a living. That's what work is. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. You're going to be working. You know what I'm saying? They selling you this.
Let me say this too, man, because see, the problem, the problem is, go back to what we were saying the other day, yesterday. A lot of you brothers and sisters are bewitched. You understand? Not necessarily by Polite, but by what you see on social media, what you see portrayed on sports and entertainment. You want that life. You want to live a life of frivolous spending. You want to be quote unquote balling. You understand? You're not content with what you have. A lot of our values need to be refocused, man. You understand? And we need to understand prioritize what is actually important in our lives. People and then a lot of the people that you see doing certain things on social media, it's all a lie. It's a facade. right? You got Negroes out here, damn, getting 999 $1 bills and put $100 on a stack of it. You still looking at $1,100 and you thinking this 20 racks. And then he looking at the camera, he holding the money, he looking in the camera, telling me, yeah, this is 20 racks, and you believe in it. you know, you Negroes are something else, man. Something else, man. And we gotta cut it out as a people, man. And let me tell you something, Joshua. A lot of this be the people that be complaining. It be their own fault that they fell for it because they're lust of the eye, as the scripture.
Exactly. Too damn gullible. Like we was talking on the phone earlier. Me and Dred, he was talking about people that will believe their own nonsense in their head. They'll know something's wrong, but they'll convince themselves in their head to go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop being so damn gullible, and we got to stop being so damn quick to try to jump on something because you think it's going to be a fast way out of poverty. Anything that's fast out of poverty is going to, like I said, either be illegal or a damn scam. Y'all got to get that in y'all head, man. There's no fast way out of this. You're going to have to work towards everything you do in life. By the sweat of your brow, you're going to have to earn bread. Y'all listening to these gurus like Polite on the internet telling you you don't have to work. That's a damn lie. If you flipping houses, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to go out there, see the prospects, scout the homes, you understand? Find all your customers. That's work. You're not going to be able to sit at home all day on Facebook and sit on your ass all day on YouTube. That's just not how it works. Even if you're a YouTuber, you do a YouTube channel for a career, that's still going to be work. Editing clips, loading, having a schedule. You're going to have to work to earn your money. There's no way around that. But we got to watch people that say that because 9 times out of 10, they don't want to work, so they're going to scam your ass. That's a warning sign. I don't want to do anything but take money from the community. That's what he's telling you. And it should be a damn shame that you will sit up here and rob poor black people as if they don't have enough problems on their hands.
So we have to squeeze the last 1/3.
All right, so the sister gonna give her testimony.
My channel, this is pretty good. I'm here with a video, obviously different from any video that I've done before. This is an unintended video. This is something that I didn't plan to do. I never in a million years would have thought I would be speaking on this situation, or I would even be in this situation. So clearly you can see from the title, this video is about Michael Noak, aka Brother Polite, and his scamming endeavors, his scandals that he has involved many people in. Unfortunately, I didn't know these things until after this happened to me. And literally this just happened to me like 10 days ago. Basically, I'm gonna just say, I don't want to say I was a fan, but definitely in support of Brother Polite and everything that he represented as a man, as a black man that's conscious and so intelligent, so knowledgeable. I just would love to hear him speak because I would just be soaking up all this information, all this knowledge, just learn.
Right. And she fell for the okie doke, like we said yesterday. You thought he was knowledgeable. You thought he knew what he was talking about, but he wasn't no fast talker. It's like we were saying. A snake oil salesman. Pumped your head up with all these dang words that you don't even know what they mean. You can't even define these terms that he's saying. And he's stringing them together, making himself seem smart. Giving you that word salad, and you ate it up. Now he got you captivated. Now he can go in for the kill and sell you his BS. Now he's going to take the money from your child and your household. He's going to take and rob this money from you because you're gullible and you don't know anything. And he knows that. He's going to take advantage of that. And these same people sit here and talk about the white man the devil, white man. Dude, what are you doing? You're doing the same thing you're accusing the white man doing. So what are you?
Learning so much from him, not only on a conscious and spiritual aspect, but even in a financial aspect. For me, I felt like he was able to bridge that gap, you know, to say there is a balance between consciousness and wealth. So I was like, you know, this dude is super dope. And, you know, I was just watching him make his moves. You know, it seemed like he was just reaching new levels every time I watched him. And I'm like, I'm so inspired. What he presents to the world, he looks like he's doing big things.
You see what she just said? Every time she's seen him, it seems as if he's reaching new levels. She was inspired by it. And
yeah. She fell for the 999 ones with $100 bill on top.
Right. Right. Polite. She probably seen a video of him riding he was driving the Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad Rolls Royce. But
rented? It was rented though.
It was rented. He rent the Rolls Royce to make it seem as if he living a certain lifestyle so he can get you to be gullible enough to give him money. Oh, I can get a Rolls Royce. Because what she thought in her head when she saw that Rolls Royce, I can eventually get a Rolls Royce too. Let me go ahead and give him this $3,500. Let me go ahead and give him this $1,000 real quick so I can go ahead and get my Rolls Royce. Not knowing it's all a damn facade to jerk you out your damn money, man. So the sister fell for the okie doke, man. I'm hoping that this video will help brothers and sisters arm themselves so they don't be irrational like this sister was, or irrational like anybody, any victim of a scammer was. Like my friend, you know what I'm saying? He got scammed out of $100,000. Some cases are not that severe. But don't buy into these lies, man. Don't buy into it. You see these people with cars and, like you said, the stack of money.
Yeah.
Don't buy into that. That's social media. You know what I'm saying? This is YouTube. Nigga, I can go rent a Lamborghini, pull up, make it look like you know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. Make it seem like I'm living a certain lifestyle that I'm not. Yeah, man.
Let me read this scripture real quick, man.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 32. And it reads, "For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall deceive them."
That was on point, man. That was on point. You see that prosperity, you see, oh, he doing what the sister say, he doing big things. Every time I see him, he on another level.
Right.
Rolls Royce, mansion party with Mayweather. He on the Breakfast Club, he on Vlad TV, he all in Hollywood. The brother said he counsel movie actors. I want to get like this guy. And you got deceived.
Right.
He just sold you that facade, man, and took your damn money. You know what I'm saying? He did nothing different than these rappers do this all the time. Rappers, they don't own the Maseratis and Murcielagos that they got in their damn rap video. You think they driving all them cars home? No, they rented them to sell the look to you, the listener, the viewer, so you can buy into them. And that's what this sister did. You bought into the lie. Watch this.
Things, you know what I'm saying? If you don't dig too deep into things, you would just right off the bat believe it. And I was the person that felt like, you know.
Exactly. Y'all don't even inquire anything. You go off what this man posts on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you take that as for face value and think that, okay, he's successful. He can sell me success as well. If I follow him and follow his instructions, I'll get rich overnight like he did. Not knowing that he gained everything that he got by deceit.
Right. And not only that, what kills me about people like this is they want to give their money to brothers like that. But if it's a brother that they in a relationship with, he need $1,200 for truck driving school, you looking at him like he a bum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he's sitting there like, look, help me with the 1,200. Less than 30 days, I'll have the money back to you. You know, or listen, this is for the future of our relationship. You know, we'll be able to move out of what we live in and get a better house. You looking at him like he a damn bum. Okay, but you watching Polite on social media and you want to send him $1,200 and he ain't even got to ask you for it. Our people are something else, man.
Well, I mean, he got a Rolls Royce, brother. That's the difference. But no, that's true. That's true. It's also like the woman that goes to the church and she give all her money to the damn pastor. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, the same woman with that mind state would not go to her man and try to help him, you know, with whatever the venture may be, something that's positive that could help the both of them in the future. But you would throw your money towards this guru, this rather polite, or any guru. You know what I'm saying? It could be any scammer. It could be Umar Johnson, and all he gonna do is use your ass. But since he said it intellectually. And he showed you had a Rolls Royce, you fell for it. It's cool.
I see people say things about everybody, especially in the conscious community. It's a lot of that. We see that everywhere. So I wasn't one to want to jump on any, body's bandwagon about any negativity involving that person. Like for me, I was just like, if I can take positive messages from this man and apply that to my life or learn what I can from this man, that's what I'm gonna do.
See that? Why? Because he drove that Rolls Royce, and he said he had on this same video when he drove that Rolls Royce, he pulled out, I think $40,000. No, yeah, he pulled out $40,000 out of his pocket and said, "I got 80K, no 20K out of his pocket." And he said he had 80K in his Rolls Royce. So she's watching this and saying, damn, I could be successful like this guy. I can learn from him. You understand? But my thing is, why not have that same mentality with going to, like I push, a trade program or a degree program? Why don't you have that same mentality? Because you think the way he did it required little to no work. That's why. That's why. It's
right.
easy. Easy money is for fools, man. And that's why that scripture was on point. The prosperity of the fool shall deceive you.
Let me read this. Right? Let me read this. 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Woo.
Yeah, that was on point too. That's
now, if you really look at this, right, when so it says, the time will come when they shall not endure sound doctrine, sound understanding. I receive utilize wisdom in their goings. Then it says, but after their own lust. See, whether it be you're lusting after this man's knowledge, you're lusting after this man's fame, you're lusting after this man's things that he have attained for himself. You're lusting after those things. So you're gonna find a teacher, right? And then it says having itching ears. I mean, you're desiring these lies. You are desiring this deception for your own lust, because you won't endure sound doctrine, man. You won't endure sound understanding. You won't utilize wisdom. That's our problem as a people, man.
That's powerful, bro. That was powerful because I can get on here and do 10,000 shows about fastest way out of poverty, educating yourself, gaining a skill that people are willing to pay for, and y'all would bypass that to go listen to people like Polite and get robbed because you don't want to hear anything that requires work. You know what I'm saying? Diligence. You don't want to hear that. I know because I speak to you, brothers and sisters, and it's the same thing. Everybody, that ain't for everybody. I don't want to do that. Why would I have to go to school? But you just told me that you were struggling and you wanted a way out. That's the way out. I don't have any magical beans for you, brother. I don't have any magical beans for you, sister, that you can toss outside your window and then it'll grow into a beanstalk. I don't have it. But what I can tell you is, you know, some of the highest paying jobs in America require a degree. Let's go that route. So we can gain capital and open up our own firms and build these black utopias that y'all always talk about. How are we gonna do it with no funds?
Right. Damn, let's create our Wakanda in this month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but well, I'm bringing it up because brothers be like, we need our own schools, we need our own communities, we need to practice home ownership. How are you gonna do that with $10,000 a year? That it's not gonna work. But again, that will be the sound doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You want that get money quick. Yeah, that get money quick scheme. And like I said, that's either going to be illegal or a damn scam. One of the two. No way around it, bro.
Now, when it comes to the money, giving anything from yourself to somebody, investing anything from yourself into somebody else, you definitely want to do some research. You definitely need to have some background information about this person. And that's a mistake that I made. So for anybody watching this that's in support of Brother Polite, like not even just on about the money, like his whole character, like please do your research. The warning signs are there. After you've done your research and you still decide to go get scammed, that's on you. But you know, if you're gang goofy, I was gang goofy and I feel like an idiot. Like I'm even in a way a little embarrassed to even speak about this because I feel so stupid because
that was an outstanding characterization of herself. She said she was gang goofy. That's exactly what she was, bro.
Facts. But you know the consequence of Polite, and this is why he's selfish as hell. The consequence is going to be this. Now they're going to look at anybody, including us, that is, you know, trying to push wisdom, intellectualism, teachings online as to be like we all scamming. Like we all ain't no damn good. We all out to get the black community. That's going to be, you know, the recourse. Like, wait a minute. These conscious niggas, these niggas that's, you know what I'm saying? These niggas are up to no good. They trying to get our pockets and take money out and food out of our children's mouths. That's the stain and legacy he gonna have, and people like him are having on the community. You understand? But they don't give a damn as long as they get their pot. You know what I'm saying?
My intuition was telling me otherwise, and I still went along and got scammed. So I'm gonna just start off from the beginning. I've been following Brother Polite and all his work and everything like that, watching his live streams for about 9 months, I should say. For about 9 months, and about 3 or 4 months ago, I watched a live stream where he spoke about his mentorship program, and he gave out an email, brotherpolite45@gmail.com. And I was like, whoa, you know, because I had been listening to him. And for him to give out his personal email, I was kind of like, whoa, this dude's giving out his personal email. This is crazy. But this is the opportunity for me. Let me go ahead and shoot him an email. You know what I'm saying? I want to connect with him. I just got my real estate license. I'm like, From what I hear, he's in real estate. The things that he presents, like speaking about it now, is hilarious because it's all fraud. It's all fraud. Anyways, I'm like, he's into real estate. We can meet up or chop it up on the phone, connect and build. That was my goal, like to connect with him and build, like show me the way, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to learn all that I can and apply that to my life because I want to get out of, poverty. I don't want to.
See what she said? See what she looking for? She's looking for what most black people, working black people, are looking for. They want to get out of poverty. And that's sincere. The sister is being sincere in her heart right now. And she looked towards somebody that she thought was for black upliftment, black power, you know what I'm saying? A leader of the community, a pillar of the community in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? Pushing this Egypt stuff, this New Wapian stuff, saying that that's the way, that's the right way to go. And she ate it all up and said, listen, I just want to get out of poverty. This man is saying it can happen. That's the sincerity of it. So these people are playing on your sincerity, on our people's sincerity, because they do want to get out of poverty. But just like I said, if I could tell that sister what you need to do, like you said, you willing to learn these things so you can get out of poverty. Why not learn not a trade, but learn a degree where you can make six figures on your own and you're not worried about no scams or no brother that's shady on the internet that's pushing black power to get into your pockets. Why not have that same energy and attitude towards that?
Struggling or working a 9 to 5 or anything like that. Like I want to be able to move how I want to move as an entrepreneur. And he speaks about the streams of income, the trust funds, and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, teach me. I'm ready for it. So I sent him an email, and he doesn't respond. That was 3 or 4 months ago. So I was like, whatever. Still watching his videos, still going on about my life. On December 24th of 2018, I sent him another email because I happened to be watching another one of his videos in my room, chilling, vibing, listening to one of his lives. What did he say? It was something that got me. He's like, we have coaches for everything. We have a coach for this, a coach for that. But who's your coach when it comes to your money? Like, I'm offering a mentorship program. You want to get off that clock. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be working for somebody else's dream. Invest in yourself. I can show you how to make 3 streams of income, 6 streams or 9 streams. He's giving that whole spill. So I'm like, you know what? Let me shoot him another email. So I email him again. I email him that night. The next morning, I get a call. I don't answer because I don't know the number. But the message that followed said, peace. Peace, this is Brother Polite. I called to know availability in regards to the mentorship program. So at that point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm juiced. I'm like, he called me. Let me call him right back. So that's what
I did. Oh, man.
You know what that's a result of? You being starstruck by niggas on YouTube. These niggas on YouTube is regular niggas like you and I.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you didn't got bought into this program and bought into his words and his demeanor and his charisma and all that. Now you really ready to risk it all and throw your savings at him. You know what I'm saying? All based on how this man speaks and how he carries himself and his image. You know what I'm saying? She said, oh my God, I can't believe like he's a superstar or something. Like that's the image that he portrays and he has in these people's minds. And he's taking advantage. He's taking full advantage of it. Come on, man.
Christmas morning. I don't celebrate Christmas or nothing, but my mind was just focused on on getting there, getting where I want to get in life. So I felt like he was definitely a connection for me. So I'm like, let me call him right back. So I call him, and this was the first time because if you guys follow Brother Polite, the energy that he brings on screen was totally different from the energy that I got on the phone. On the screen, when we're watching him, it's like, he's just so charismatic, so, like the energy is flowing from him. You could feel it. On the phone, he was robotic. He just had a blank, like.
That's probably the real him. You met his representative online and got the real him on the phone.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he's just like, yeah. You inquired about the mentorship program. Basically, there's 3 streams that you could do. There's 6 streams you could do. And there's 9 streams. Like, he's just giving out this information so quick. I'm not even following.
That's that fast talking. Anybody that's fast talking and dealing with selling any service or any items, they scam your ass.
But I'm like still trying to listen. Like, so I'm interested in the 3 streams. And he's like, all right, that's 3,500. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have that right now. So, hopefully I get it soon. And if I do, I'll give you a call back. Basically that's what I said. Something like that.
$3,500 for the 3 streams. That's the basic service that he has where he's going to set you up with, air quotes, 3 streams of income. One being a tax deed and I forget the other 2. So that's what he's selling. And it's $3,500. So you do the math. If you get 10 people to do that, that's $35,000. You understand? To keep adding zeros. 100 people add some more zeros to it. That's just a lot of money he taken from the black community so he can live a fake, false, lavish lifestyle, man, in Hollywood somewhere.
And he's like, all right, cool, peace. That's it. End the conversation. And I was kind of, I didn't know how to feel. Like, I was kind of bummed, like, damn, like, that was my chance, and now that's gone. And then I'm like, he's just, the conversation was just so, like, it wasn't what I would expect him to be like on.
Yeah, you didn't get the nigga that you saw on YouTube on the phone.
Or just be like, period, when I talk to him, But I'm like, okay, cool. But it's his voice. You definitely know that's him, So what was it? I think like 2 days later, I basically just asked him, like, we spoke a couple of days ago. We spoke about the mentorship program for $3,500. And I'm like, just letting him know, as I was meditating on manifesting this opportunity with you into fruition, I thought to ask if at any time you felt the love to possibly consider working with the sister on this. I have a fixed desire to have this opportunity with you, but also know for normal people, as a single working mother, working a 9 to 5, the option to have $3,500 to spend at once isn't realistic. Anyways, I hope you and your beautiful fam are enjoying the end of this cycle and continue to speak life and love. Peace.
And for the viewers watching, don't ever do that, man. Don't do what this sister did, man. I can't afford $3,500. So, I'm a single mom. Once you start showing them that you're more vulnerable, that's when the scammer gonna turn up on you. You know what I'm saying? And see what they can't get out of you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, sister says she can't afford $3,500. How about $2,500? Oh, damn, she can't do $2,500. How about $1,500? You know what I'm saying? Until you eventually say, okay, I can do $1,500. You didn't gave him $1,500. He hustling you out of your money because he know that you desperate now.
So that was 1 p.m. the day after Christmas. So he calls me right back. After I sent that message, he called me probably 5 minutes later. He's like, I'm at work. So he's like, I run out to answer the call. And he's just saying, what can you afford? What's good for you? We're going over prices. We end up agreeing on on $1,000. 500 I would pay when I'm ready, and then the next 500 I would pay like the following week or something like that. So I said, all right, as soon as I get the money together, I will call you and we'll get it started. So that was in December. A month later, which was January 31st. Before we even got to the point where we were starting the mentorship program, he was in San Francisco because I'm out here in the Bay Area. That's where I live. He was in San Francisco. I seen him on Instagram, so I was like, I DM'd him like, oh my god, not oh my god. I'm like, oh, you in my city? And he's like, he responds to me. I can't even go to the messages because he blocked me yesterday. I'll get to that in a minute. But he's like, basically, we chopping it up back and forth real quick. He's like, take my number down. And I'm like, I already have your number. We spoke about a month ago about the mentorship program. And I sent him my number. And he texts me like, oh, yeah, I remember you. He texts me right here and says, I remember now. Peace, sister. I will let you know when I am back out there. I'm like, okay, great. Please do. Hope you enjoyed yourself on this side. And he's like, definitely. That was on the 29th of January. So,
hey, Joshua, let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
So I see you just see what I sent you. So I did a song like last year sometime, last summer. And the song was called Killer Cameras. Right? And throughout the video, it's showing people using social media to display a life that they're not actually living. Right? Women on there positioning themselves to make their derriere look bigger. Right? It was a guy on there that had a gold chain on, but when you seen the back of it, it was like the chain from a purse. I mean, it was just hilarious, brother. Some of the stuff these people were doing on there.
Hold on, let me put it on the screen. It's a song on it, right? It's your song?
Yeah. It's called Killer Cameras.
Yeah, hold on. Let me share the screen so the people can see it. That's the wrong one. Yeah, man, but that's on point. Because Polite mastered that. And many of these internet gurus, conscious brothers, and did that. You had that one brother that used to always, you probably seen it 1,000 times, Jeremiah. He'd be like, if you want to get a Lamborghini like this, or these 2 Lamborghinis that I had.
Yeah, the white guy with the glasses. Yeah, he got exposed.
Yeah. That dude, that wasn't none of his stuff, man. But he played the community, man. By selling the image.
Your assignment is to build temples all over this nation. Wait till you've ever done in your life. Yes, we'll be in the public eye. Beware of them cameras. Oh, them cameras are bad as anything I'll tell you. Like that will be much in your every step.
You got it on the screen?
Yeah, you don't see it?
Now it's showing your Facebook.
I was watching them when they found the body of Institutionalized. Niggas want to go live before they call the cop. The ambulance wasn't even there yet. Now imagine if you take the same philosophy, do it to a rape victim. The story for you.
Wait till you've ever done in your life. Yes, we'll be in the public eye. Beware of at them cameras. Oh, them cameras are bad as any, no? Like that will be watching you every step. And your own brothers, jealous.
Crying shame. Society that we live in today. I was watching it when they found the body of XXX Tentacion. Niggas want to go live before they call the cops. The ambulance wasn't even there yet. Now imagine if we take the same philosophy and do it to a rape victim. The story reports the rape. Before we call the cops, but it's okay for the black man. The cameras flash, and in the flash I'm feeling mortal. There's a war inside and I'm feeling the turmoil. Realize the sick aside because I'm sick inside. Move forward with the plan but slightly improvise. I know I need to use the camera to further promotion. But why does promotion lead to fame? I'm changing that notion. Niggas don't know me, but know of the Lord. But I got products for sale, so the difference is hard. There's a blurred line when the cameras flash. But there's a real man behind the spider's mask. Social media got me needing encyclopedias. Get one like, now you're feeling more greedier. A phone for a random story. Try to find the right thing to get yourself the glory. Flattering lips like flattering lenses. Do I look good? Well, let me just post this. This shit fake like God on posters. Ready for war, pulling gun out of holster. Really, you mad? Asking why did she post this? Ray Allen pissed cause she got catfish. The camera can be a friend or foe, man. Right. It's important that you use it right, man. That you already look like type of filters and all type of going on. This is vanity, treasure trolling on the highest level. Now we up shit creek without a damn pedal. You Pinocchio, the internet's Geppetto. Direction day, pull the strings, how it goes in the ghetto. This is nightmare for the 90s era. Never spoke so clear, but they can't hear you. This travesty got me hotter than lava. There's no guiding hand who can talk with the father. Just look at the clothes, there's no father in sight. Just because the internet say it's cool, it's a fact, it's the light. How could you be a father, let your son dress and drag? If I see them tight pants, I'm beating your ass. Everybody's parents, I'll be dead. Take that shit off.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you sharing that, man. You know, like I said, we've been examining this social media behavior and how it's totally a fraud. And people know it's a fraud, but the witchcraft that is being done against them is so strong because of their own personal lust. They want it to be true, even though they know it's not.
Exactly. That's why I keep telling them, man, ain't no damn magical beings, man.
Right.
Get out your situation. It's gonna take work and dedication, sleepless nights to get to where you want to be in life. Ain't no goddamn what polite say, 3 streams of income, 6 streams, 9 streams of income. Just give me $3,500, give me $6,500, $9,500, and you set for life. No, you knew that was a damn lie when you heard it.
Right.
Come on now. All right, we're gonna watch a little bit more of her testimony, and then I got another video I want to bring out.
Ready, I'm like, oh my God, he was out here, I'm ready to get something started. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get this thing rolling. I'm really ready to start gaining this knowledge that you have and start making some money.
See, she looking at, like we said earlier, the
knowledge he has. The knowledge he has. The knowledge he had. What about the knowledge you're supposed to get from it?
Right.
Damn.
Come on, man.
I want somebody else to do it for me.
Exactly. There you go. Bingo. There it is. And that's the problem. You put your life, you put your pocket in somebody else's hands, and this is what's gonna happen to you. You want someone else to do it for you, they gonna use you. They gonna take your money and scam you. You're gonna end up like this sister on YouTube making an exposed video.
Right.
So
It's not on the screen, just shoot.
I was watching another live stream.
Oh, my bad.
And at this point, you know, I had a good savings saved up. I had just been saving from every check, like literally taking 80% of my check and just putting it into my savings after bills was paid and stuff like that. I'm listening to a live stream like the night before. I text him this, and he's just saying, you know, there's no risk in life. Like the risk that you take is working for somebody else. Like, don't have your money sitting in a savings account.
The risk you take is working for somebody else, but he's depending on you to work on somebody else so you can buy his damn 3 streams of income. The $3,500 program. He depends on you to work for somebody else, but he's telling you that's the risk. No, it's trusting in you with my $3,500, nigga. That's the risk.
And don't have your money sitting in the bank. Give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me flip your money and give it back to you. That's no different than a drug dealer's old lady get her tax return and you say, let me flip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference?
Come on, man.
No, that's not even the same account. He said, don't have your money sitting in the bank where you're not getting anything from it. You might as well like take that money and invest it to where you can receive something in return. And I'm thinking, like, you know what?
And actually, what they were talking about, Brother Polite is in some deep doo-doo, man. They talking about like he got so many cases that's open that the feds is looking into it. And you know when they look into it, man, and they start going through with a fine comb and they can actually hit you with internet fraud, it's over. It's curtains for that, brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's the side that, you know, that's not being talked about. I know another famous religious leader got busted by the feds for misappropriating funds under a 501c3. It was misappropriating the funds. And they caught up with him, man.
He's right, you know. I know, but I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But I'm like, you know what? He's right. So the next day I'm at work and I sent him a message. I'm like, Grand Rising Polite. I'm just about ready to make my first payment for the mentorship program. Next week I get paid and should have the last portion. How do we get this started? He calls me right away. So this is like his pattern. I sent him a text. He's like, but send your 500, your first portion, so we can at least get the ball rolling. That was his words. So I'm like, cool. So I was like, after work, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the money when I get home that night. And so I'm like, okay, so how does the mentorship program work again? Like, what exactly should I be expecting? Like, am I gonna get, you know, my money flipped and given back to me within a certain amount of time? Like, you know, I'm just trying to figure out. So he says the same spiel that he gave me the first time we spoke about.
Right, because it's a rehearsed speech that this nigga has rehearsed and practiced, and he said to every damn body. So you thought you was gonna get a real insightful breakdown of what this brother's telling you. This nigga standing in the mirror saying that shit to himself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no breaking that down. It's scripted. It's fake. It's false. It's phony. And you fell for it.
And he's just like, basically within 30 to 60 days, you should have a return on your money for the streams of income. You're going to have a trust fund. You're going to have an insurance. Something about some insurance. And I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm like, all right, cool. I still barely got it. But I'm like, all right.
I still barely got it. She still don't know what the hell this brother is talking about when he's bringing up a trust fund and a tax deed. She never thought to say, how is this going to make me money? You know what I'm saying? Can I research this? Where can I get information about this stuff? You trusted this man with everything, and that's the problem.
Right. I'll let you know when I send the money. Please, y'all, don't come at me. I know. I know. But I am trusting in this man, so I'm like, let me not think too deep into it. But I do text him.
See what she said? I'm trusting in this man, so I'm not trying to think too deep into it. No, you think this is a stranger on the internet. You don't know him from Adam. Why are you putting your trust into somebody like that? And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of our people do. They trust random strangers on the internet with their livelihood. When you sending money to people over the internet, that's your livelihood going out of your pocket into someone else's. And like the Bible says, a fool does that, man. We read that yesterday, what, Jeremiah 17:5?
Right after we get off the phone, I said, along with your Cash App, can you send me a brief description of what you just told me? You deliver a lot of information very fast.
That's that fast talking scamming stuff I was talking about. Blurt out a whole bunch of information real quick that he didn't practice and rehearse, a bunch of BS, a bunch of hogwash, and so he can wow you real quick and make it seem like he know what he's talking about, so he can get your cash.
So he responds, the following corresponds with reach income stream. Coaching for 12 times a month, 3 times a week, 30 minutes at a time. 3 income stream program consists of life insurance trust to be assigned to insurance policy and knowledge thereof, tax lien knowledge and know-how, tax deed knowledge and know-how, 30 to 60 day commitment to coaching, revolving line of credit, 30 to 60 business days.
So she's showing the tax lien, tax deed knowledge.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I still don't know how exactly that works to bring me streams of income, but I'm like,
She's like, I still don't know how this works, how this is going to give me money. Because he didn't tell her how it's going to give you money. He just threw a bunch of names out there, listed it out and said, okay, this is how it's going to happen. But he didn't give her the mechanics of it, the breakdown, what's going to be the return on her investment, didn't say anything.
He got the knowledge. He's doing it. I'm going to learn once we get started. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So he said, send me a screenshot confirmation once you sent the money. I said, okay. I said, I'm off at 5. I'll be home around 6 tonight. Something weird happened. He sent me a message of the Cash App. This might have been God, like, for real. He sent me a message of the Cash App to send it to. That message somehow got deleted. Like, it erased itself out of my phone, like, while I'm texting him. So I was like, what the hell? So I didn't have where to send the money to. So, but I'm like, coincidentally, my messages stopped sending to you, and your last message with Cash App info deleted from my phone. So, like, my messages stopped sending to him. This is crazy. I forgot this happened. My messages stopped sending to him. I will show you on the screen. It stopped sending, and then his message deleted. So I sent that message, and he sent me again the amount in the Cash App name, and this was going to Nina Rari, who is the girl with the surgery that he posts all the time now. So I said, I'm off at 6. I'll be home around. I'm off at 5. I'll be home around 6. I go to the bank, and as I'm at the ATM, like, I'm just asking myself, are you about to do this? Like, are you sure about this? That's my intuition speaking, and I'm like telling myself it's good. Like, everything's okay. This is okay. I'm like, really.
That's what Jeremiah was pointing out. They know that it's shady. They know that it's not true, but they convinced themselves. They lie to themselves. Oh, it's good because they want it to be true. It's all good. I can give my money to him. He's smart. He knows what he's talking about. He said 3 streams of income, and he said it with confidence, even though he didn't tell me what it was and how. I still don't know how the hell I'm gonna get my damn money and how I'm gonna get a return on this investment. But you know what? I want this to be true. I want my life to change so bad. I want to get out of poverty. So you end up believing a damn lie and you scam your own damn self. Don't be that person.
Running on adrenaline because I'm just hyped up that I'm about to get started, but also I'm unsure. So I'm just trying to go with it's going to be okay. And I'm trying to tell myself that. So I'm just going ahead and transfer the money to my checkings so that I can send it through the Cash App. So I do that and it's her can do it and quiet that voice in the back of my head. I get home, I get to the Cash App as I'm like typing in the stuff and I'm about to press send. Another voice like, are you sure you don't want to think about this a little bit? And I'm just like, it's gonna be okay. Like he got too much to lose. He wouldn't do that. he wouldn't do that, right? So I press it. I do it. I send the money. I send the 500 and I send him the screenshot of the 500, which I'm gonna show on the screen. Send it to the name he gave me, and that was at 5:55. So for the next hour and a half, I go work out. I don't hear anything back from him. So I text him at 7:37 because up until that point, like anything I say to him, any message I send to him, he is very prompt. He was very prompt at responding to me. And most of the time just calling me instead of even texting back. So I'm like, okay. After my workout, I hear nothing. That's like an hour and a half after I sent the money. I'm like, please confirm you got it. He said, yeah, sorry, I'm in conference. So I'm like, okay, just making sure. Cool. He's like, word. I'm like, okay. I was even thinking about that because I am a very analytical person. I know this situation makes me seem like I'm not, but I swear.
Yeah, and most women are like that. They pay attention to detail on a lot of stuff, but that just even more proof that you convinced yourself to get scammed. You knew it was shady. You were seeing the signs, and you didn't accept those signs, and you went on and scammed yourself. You understand?
I'm very analytical about situations and things and feeling people's energy, like even from his energy over the phone to the type of energy I'm getting through the messages. I'm kind of like, all right, he already changing up right now. But I'm like, you know what? He was in a conference, so cool. He's a busy person, right? So it's fine. So that was on January 31st. So Friday goes by, nothing. I don't hear anything from him. Saturday comes, I don't hear anything from him all morning. So by noon, I'm like, I should have heard something by now at least. Like, I should have heard something the same day. Like, okay, thanks for sending your money in. We're going to get started on this day, this time. But nothing. So 12 on Saturday, 12 in the afternoon, I'm like, greeting. When can we get started? He texts back, 5 p.m. today. That was weird to me because I'm like, so if I had never asked you when we was going to get started, would you have even scheduled anything? And now randomly there's a 5 p.m. today thing, just today out of nowhere. So I'm like getting a little irritated with that. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, why am I having to even ask you when this is your program that you're offering? Why do I got to ask you when are we starting? I sent you the money. So at this point, like, you should be on top of shit. So I would get irritated, and I'm just like, all right. That's all. I'm like, all right. So this was Saturday. I was planning to take my kids to a trampoline park to enjoy the day out and do something. I was about to cancel it because I'm like, I want to be ready for the mentorship program. I want to be ready to take a call or whatever we got to do. Are we doing it over the Skype or something? I don't know. So I was about to cancel it, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go and step out to the car. So I just pack up my laptop, my notebook, anything I'm thinking I'm gonna need, I'm packing it up so that I can bring it with me to the trampoline park to take the call. So I'm literally counting down to 5 o'clock. I'm counting down the minutes, like, all right, like, okay, it's 5 o'clock. I go to the car. I'm waiting. 10 minutes pass. I'm like, okay, there's nothing, whatever. I'm like, okay, he could be busy. I'm busy right now too, so I'm gonna just go in and enjoy my time with my kids. And so I go into the trampoline place, and thank you. So I go to inside the trampoline place with my kids, enjoy our time there. We're there for about an hour. After that, we go get food. So at 6:20 something, 6:22, I say, no word, ... I don't get a response. I call him when we get home.
So Polite, at this point of her testimony, Polite has taken her money, her $500, promised a service. You know what I'm saying? She never got the service and said, oh, well, you're going to get a call at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock comes. She doesn't get a call. So he basically stood this sister up after she done gave her damn hard-earned money. And watch what he's going to say in defense of doing the sister like that. Watch this.
Which is like the next hour was probably like 7 something, 8 o'clock by the time we get home. I call him. No, my call goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, if y'all know the meme when Mr. Krabs is like, I was starting to feel like that. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, let me see. I call on, I'm like, did he block me? That's what I thought. So I call on somebody else's phone and it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay, he didn't block me, but his phone's off. Maybe something happened to him. I don't know what to think. Maybe something happened to him. He could be hurt. Maybe he went to jail. I don't know. I'm just thinking all type of stuff. So I don't know what to think at that point, but I'm starting to panic because I'm like, you're already effing up, you know, and we had something planned. At least if you had other stuff to do, you would say that. You would communicate that. But I got nothing from him. So that's when I started to do like light research. I just typed in like Brother Polite mentorship program. Like I honestly didn't want to see stuff that would make me freak out. Like, you know, when people say don't go looking for the truth because you're gonna find it. I don't think I wanted to know the truth. So I typed in something like just Brother Polite mentorship program.
She heard what she said. She said she didn't want to go looking because she didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like what people, the old wives tell, if you think somebody cheating, don't go looking for the evidence because you might find it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's going back to her mind again. She's playing in her mind, and most people that are victims of this are going to play in their mind because they sold themselves a lie. They knew the person was shady. They knew the information was jaded. There was no real, recourse to it, and she knew goddamn well she wasn't going to be able to get 3 streams of income from this man and make all this money and live this life that he portrayed on social media. If he was living that life, he wouldn't need to scam you. Sometimes you got to think. Sometimes you just got to think. Critical thinking is necessary.
I tried to stay away from words that said scam and fraud. I don't know.
Hey, and also, this is another thing, because the Black community, a lot of people poo-poo on math. Math is about problem solving and critical thinking. Now, I bet you wish you had a mathematical mind now. Everybody's saying, why do you need math? You need to be a critical thinker and you need to have a mathematical mind. Because that goes with logic and reasoning, a skill that we do not have as a community. Obviously, we don't.
Why? But I just didn't want to freak myself out because I was starting to panic. So I did see the video with Ashley Wright, and I'm like, I don't really know the whole truth. I'm just hearing from, you know, one perspective or something. So I'm like, whatever. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, this could possibly be a situation that ends like that. I don't know. But I am trying to keep myself calm through the night. Like, literally, I was stressed out that night, like so bad. I'm like, I don't want to be involved with anybody or anything that's gonna bring me, you know, this type of stress or energy or anxiety or anything like that. So I ended up texting him. Mommy, should I press X? The next morning, you know, I hadn't heard nothing, no calls, no messages, no anything. The next morning, this is Sunday now, at 7:54, as soon as I woke up, like, this is immediately what I did. I said, good morning, Polite. I still have not heard anything from anyone. I don't know what's going on your end, but the lack of correspondence is not sitting well with me after I have sent you my savings. At this point, I am requesting a refund. Please.
And this is what I don't understand either. The moment that you got on the phone with this guy and text him, and he didn't have no staff, no secretary, someone handling his emails, that should have been a red flag. Like, you doing everything through your own personnel? Come on, man. Nobody can be this damn slow. These people don't have a front office, no nothing to handle these emails, to respond to you right away. No set time, set hours that these people are working, that they're able to, that they're available to do these certain things and provide these services. Should let you know that this is a sham. This is not a business. This is just a way that he can siphon money from poor black people like this single mom. And many of you watching, you're going to watch this and y'all still going to get scammed. It's like, man, you got to listen to sound doctrine.
Let me know when my funds have been returned to me. Thank you. And I put my Cash App name and I said, I've sent a request. That was at 7:54. At 10:28 hours later, he says, peace. And then he puts all these messages in separate, whatever you want to call it. He's like, one from some email, 3 emails were sent on my behalf to no availability, 2 from Raed, which is one of his wives or girlfriends or whatever, 1 from another email. He said, I was traveling. Please check your spam folder or media folder. Sorry for the inconvenience. At this point, I'm just like, I really don't care to do any further business with you because, like, the feelings that I'm getting and the lack of communication is really stressing me out. So I'm just like, I don't even care about none of that. But I just went to check just to see, just to see if he was telling the truth. I went and checked all messages, all folders, 2 or 3 times. Nothing there. I said, I have no emails from those addresses. He says, please check your media or spam. I said, I checked twice. He said, please forward your email in full name. So at that point, I'm like, how you asking for my email if you said you just sent me an email? How you asking for my full name? If, like, the full name we're going to get to in a minute. But the email, how you asking for my email if you just said you sent me an email? Like, the email that he read from me was back in...
Right, call it a damn lie.
We're now in February when we're going through these messages. And
so she started doing business or interacting with Polite in December. Now this point of the testimony is February. So 2 months with no damn results. No 30 to 60 day return for you. So again, he was selling this woman a dream. She felt it was shady and she bought into it anyway. She bought into it anyway because she wanted it to be true. Stop doing that, man. Don't have this mentality. And stop buying into these get-rich-quick schemes. Stop buying into Forex. Stop buying into Bitcoin. Stop buying into these 3-stream incomes. Anybody can go look and find tax lien properties. You just go to your county clerk office and get the list. You don't need to pay a stranger $3,500 on the internet. Stop.
He didn't have my email from December posted nowhere. He didn't have my email. That's the information he would have had to get. Like, okay, I'm sure he gets many emails a day. That right there was like, what? I was like, I would prefer to have my money returned to me. I was stressing all night with no communication from you. That gives me anxiety. I'm a young Black mother seeking financial freedom, admiring your teachings. I'm anxious to connect and build, but I can't have this stress when it comes to providing for my children. So he says, I know exactly what you told me. I have the trust fund manager doing your trust. The trust cost me $1,150. I had him start for the 500 you said you can handle until you send the other 500. I sent your first 2 lessons in the following questions. Things happen. This is why I don't like to do these partial payments.
Now he making her feel like she's the guilty party, like she did something wrong, because he's a narcissist, and that's what narcissists do. They do that gaslighting stuff, and gaslighting is just a fancy term to make it seem like they're the victim and you're the problem. This is why I don't like doing them partial payments, because you niggas ain't right. You niggas impatient. No, she not impatient. She paid for a service. You promised to do the service, and you didn't execute, Negro. You didn't provide the service.
Yeah, I know a couple of brothers in the so-called Israelite community that's masters of making themselves the victim.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's big, man. That's big. God.
I don't know why Joshua picking on me. Like you damn trolled this man for 48 days straight. And then now you look around and talk about, I don't know why he going so hard on me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You gotta control that, brother. I don't know why he said that. Come on, man.
You didn't threaten this man's life, his wife's life, his children's life, his damn income, his health. And now you running around and talking about, I don't know why he doing this to me.
Yeah, looking for that pity party. boy, I tell you, our people something else, man.
Something else.
So my question for me, I'm not asking him these because I don't really care to hear any more lies. Because right now he's like a real foxy to me, and he's like, I'm wondering myself, how are you having somebody start a trust fund for me if you don't even have my full name?
Hold up, man. Hold up. Run that back, man. Run that back.
Yo, she's like, I'm just wondering. How'd you get in the trust fund started for me and you don't even got my full name?
Yeah, damn.
Hey, Polite, you play for the Los Angeles bullshitters, man. You get triple doubles, back-to-back triple doubles. This brother average triple doubles for the Los Angeles bullshit.
This man plays the center position and the point guard.
Right.
We'll call him Nurkic from the Denver Nuggets, man. That man is playing center. Man is blocking shots and he's passing assists, man. That man is unbelievable.
He's on fire. Yo, check it out.
I would prefer to have my money returned to me. I was stressing all night. That gives me anxiety. I'm a young Black mother seeking financial freedom, admiring your teachings, anxious to connect and build, but I can't have this stress when it comes to providing for my children. So he says, I know exactly what you told me. I have the trust fund manager doing your trust. The trust cost me $1,150. I had him start for the 500 you said you could handle until you send the other 500. I sent your first 2 lessons in the following questions. Things happen. This is why I don't like to do these partial payments. So now he's trying to put it on me, right? So my question from these, I'm not asking these because I don't really care to hear any more lies. Because right now he's looking real faulty to me, and he's like, I'm wondering myself, how are you having somebody start a trust fund for me if you don't even have my full name? That makes no sense. I'm just like, I appreciate you working with me. I have not.
How you gonna start a trust fund? Don't you know the sister's name? Come on, man.
Been contacted by anyone on your end via email or phone. Your response,
Right.
they work for you cheaper. Carrying out your Black Indian situation. Money will be sent back to you tomorrow. So I'm like, this dude is really trying to do like so I said we've all been in a situation where we look for others to guide with knowledge and records now feeling guilty. I think please go will get better. When did you expect anything after communication was absent or lacking under these circumstances? I said thank you. All right, let's do it. You asked that I help him find work from way less. Work we get paid. You back out in like 48 hours. It's all love. You will get your money back. I wish you the best. I thank you, all love. You know, still trying to hit things on a positive note. I don't want no animosity. You know, I feel like I did something, even though I know I did something. Still, the psychological manipulation is there. The next night, you know, all that day, I'm like being patient. I'm at work. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna get home and check the cash app because I can't access it on my phone. It's only on my iPad, which is at home, which stays home. So I get home, nothing. So I said, peace polite, when can I expect to receive my money? Nothing. An hour later, I sent question marks. Nothing. The next morning, I'm like, is this how you conduct business? Now you're calling me with the word. Maybe please return my funds. He responds, please stop the paranoia. I was told we need another payment. Then he sends the screen. I'm gonna put on the screen.
And then the account that they had the money has a $2,500 limit on it. What business account has a $2,500 limit on it? And that's his excuse for not being able to send her $500. This is a damn man. Come on, man. You should have seen the red tape. But you did see the red tape, but you said that you want to believe that it's true. Like my brother Jeremiah said, that's what you niggas be doing. See all the damn warning signs, and then you gonna convince yourself in your damn head. Oh, it's gotta be true. So you want that damn Rolls Royce. You want that mansion in Beverly Hills.
Right. Yeah, they want that Airbnb in Beverly Hills.
Right, that Airbnb that nigga staying in. You know what amazes me, man? We have a weird way of looking at it, and it is social media and music has really altered reality because we want what took people 10, 15 years to get overnight. Excuse my language, overnight.
Right.
You know, the average working person or average citizen does not have it like that. Y'all looking at people.
That's why a lot of these so-called rappers be selling their whole catalog, all the rights to their music, so they can sign a deal.
Yep.
So they get that quick $70,000 or $80,000, but it would have been triple that if they would have just waited and did the slow grind.
Right. The instant gratification be killing us, man. I think Red was bringing up that somebody had a home that was worth. Some white people bought it for like 30, 40 grand, and they made 100 grand off of it. But they didn't know that they could have flipped it and made that much money off of it. Because we ain't educating ourselves, we're not looking up anything and doing no research on things that matter. But we can talk about the Anunnaki all day. We can take everything about Planet Nibiru and Atlantis. Have a whole research team on that. Oh man, I didn't even know I'm streaming on LD. Damn, I keep doing that, bro. What channel we missing?
Yeah, I seen that. But it's all good, man. That's my channel. I just need to go fix it.
Yeah, change the name of it. I didn't even know, bro. I just be clicking them real fast. But yeah, man. We can study all these other things, but when it comes to making financial decisions, we don't have no research skills. Decision that's going to affect you and your children's lives, you and your household's lives. You don't have no research skills, but you can sit here.
Right. Let her find a weird text message in her man phone, and she'll turn into an investigative reporter.
Right. Right.
But when it comes to $500, you just willy-nilly with that, huh?
Right. You lose. And that's why the scripture says, woe to you careless daughters of Zion, man. You too damn careless, man. Yeah, the brother in the back saying he scammed somebody for $150K. I heard the $70K that he took from a brother. In hopes that he gonna triple their money and quadruple their money. They could have did that themselves.
Hey man, I ain't gonna hold you out. I know we online and all that. Somebody take $70K from me, I'm gonna have to come see you, man. I don't give a damn where you at in the country. I'm about to come holler at you, man.
See, right. In that Airbnb. Let me find that Airbnb you at. Yo, nah, that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? The brother said $150K, man. Y'all could have did so much better. Like the brother I know a brother personally got scammed by one of them Forex gurus. So y'all look out for these scams on the internet that's trying to play on your ignorance and play on the fact that you may be in a situation where you're struggling or you in poverty. They hoping you in that situation so they can play on that.
Right. They want to bring you in. We got this life-changing information. All you got to do is click the button.
Yeah,
do something else, man.
Click the button on the video.
You going through goddamn 900 videos and they still ain't told you what it's all about.
Right. And you brothers and sisters on the internet, on Facebook, and y'all see these gurus pop up, real estate gurus, Forex gurus, Bitcoin gurus.
Yo.
You are a damn fool. It's 2021. You a damn fool if you push them damn buttons, if you sign up for their class. Starting off first class, $99, and you pay the $99.
Right.
And you
by the end of the course, from that $99, you still don't get no answers until you pay $120 for the second course.
Right. Well, it's just a big hustle, man. And then they'll sit here and tell you, I made all this money off Forex trading, Bitcoins. No, Negro, you made this money off of the courses you sell.
Right.
You lying Negro. What's going on, Zion?
Peace to the building. Peace to Source Debate League. You know what I'm saying? What's good, y'all? Tanks on the ground, everybody. You know what I mean? Much love, man. I'm just living over here, laughing my ass off, man. But it's straight facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I want to do this video trying to arm the people with some common sense.
Right. Did you see the last video I did? I discussed, you know what I'm saying, what to ask some of these cats that's talking all of this investment stuff, because you know they get on Cash App and they get on Robinhood and they think they're rocking, but they don't know. They act like they know what they're doing because they made a couple of $100 off of a $2,000 investment. They made a quick 5%.
Let me say this real quick too, Zion.
Go ahead, bro.
I appreciate the work you're doing, man, for the fathers out there, man. Know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's my passion, bro. That's my passion, yo. You know, because you know the scriptures say, the scriptures talk about this.
Abused by this child support. Men are being abused by this child support system, man. It's really it's really crazy especially when I seen a brother go to jail for paying too much child support. Now you know the world coming to an
Right. Come on. This dude paid up everything. And they locked him up. Okay? And you try to cut around the corners by paying everything. Like how does that make sense? That don't make no sense. You know what I mean? You know, I right now I'm studying wills and trusts and stuff. So this was poignant because she started talking about building trust funds and stuff in that little video that y'all was just chopping on. And I'm like, these Negroes don't really understand what a trust is.
Can you break it down for the audience?
Oh man! All right. So basically, you know, going back to property tax law, that goes even back to the Roman Empire is where the first trust law started, and then later on in 1066 in England, you know what I'm saying, they decided that so even when the Crusades was happening, people were putting wills and the trust of a land. If you were going to war, you went to war, you placed somebody over the land. You know what I'm saying, so that they would look over that. For your beneficiaries, it's usually your inheritors, it's your children or your family members, etc. You know what I'm saying? And so the Crusaders would come back to that after the ones who survived come back, and the people who were living on that land didn't want to give up the trust, didn't want to give it up, and so they had to take them to court. And then later on in 1066, you know what I'm saying, AD, you had the English who modified how trust law, you know what I'm saying, it functions. And so understanding that, you know what I'm saying, if you don't want the legal system involved, you know what I'm saying, your debtors and stuff like that, yes, you have to pay some debts. However, you know what I'm saying, if you place something in a trust, you know what I'm saying, your inheritors can receive those things without the law and debtors and taxes coming in to take over those properties that you are giving to your inheritors. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't really understand what trust mean, you know what I'm saying? And I'm literally in the middle of this course, you know what I'm saying, breaking it down. I had to do a 1,500 page essay on trusts yesterday. That's why I haven't been online much. I've been working this out. So understand the difference between a will. A will is good. You can pass on a will, and you can even have a trust in your will. However, a separate trust is different than your will. You know what I'm saying? And a trust that's in your will. You know what I mean? And very important stuff to understand how to pass on generational wealth. It's one of the things that Black people have not been able to do.
Right.
We don't know how to pass on our generational wealth.
I agree.
Look at even half of the stars that literally died without a will or a trust.
Right. Now that's what I always thought how trusts worked. It was for inheritance purposes, but they're saying it's used to make a stream of income, and I've never heard that.
No. See, these cats are listening to now. Here's the deal. Now, if you put investments, all right, or if you have a business, you place your business in that trust. Whatever those earnings are from that trust, from the point of when you ever place that money in the trust, and if you pass on, you got revocable trust or irrevocable trust. Once you pass on, that trust becomes irrevocable because you can't change it no more. You understand what I'm saying? And so if say your child is 8 years old when you pass away or something, or 12 years old when you pass away, that child cannot receive that trust until they reach the appropriate age, which is usually around 17 or 18, depending on the state. Okay. Now that during that time period where that 8 years, whatever you placed in that trust, whatever investments, a home ownership, whatever valuable goods that you placed in that trust, the trustee is able to leverage those things up until the time that the child is, the beneficiary is able to receive those things. But whatever the earnings are from that trust, whether it be stock market investments or property or whatever, If that person sold the property and made some money off that property, leveraged that property, that beneficiary is supposed to make all of the earnings from that. And that fiduciary obligation of the trustee is to make sure that everything that money has earned, that whatever that property is, specifically goes to that child. And have to produce all of the reasons why they did this or did that. Because you're giving a trustee the obligation and the opportunity to make certain decisions when you're not there. You know what I'm saying? And so if you have businesses that are making money, if say your business has turned into from you know what I'm saying, a $600,000 business or whatever, or you have an investment that makes over a certain amount, and then when you know what I'm saying that trust goes into the trustee's hands, it made $100,000. Well, all of those earnings belong to the beneficiary, and they have a fiduciary obligation to make sure that beneficiary, whether it be your child or your wife or whatever, receives that. You understand what I'm saying?
So you're not gonna get none of this money. So it's not gonna give you a stream of income.
Right. No, yeah. There is payment. There is a payment fee. You know what I'm saying, toward your trustee. However, you know what I'm saying, those fees have to be accounted for, and at the end of the day, the majority of those the earnings and the profits from that business endeavor or those choices that he made have to be, or otherwise he's liable to the beneficiary.
All right, now I'm looking up. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I thought a trust was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't nothing what Polite talking about though.
Nah. He's trying to when he's selling dreams. You got a lot of snake oil salesmen out here. You got a lot of pimp preachers out here who know that most black folk ain't paying attention. They're not studying this stuff. And this is not something that is normally taught in the black family, which we really need to start talking about this. We have to start discussing this. Yeah. Otherwise, there is no generational wealth to be passed on. Because what you're doing is you're ending up putting it in probate, and once it goes to probate, now your tax collectors and your creditors and all of those people are going to take, and what you get, and what ends up getting passed on is literally just what's left of the personal, what they call the residue. The residue. That's the legal word for it. What's left? Which is usually like personal property. You know what I'm saying? Photographs and, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that is of actual value.
Right. I grew up with people that would say, you were like, what do you do for a living? Like, well, I'm living off of my father's or my parents' trust fund. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
they inherited right. That. That makes sense.
Right.
But this concept of making an stream of income and don't put your money in a bank account, put it into his mentorship and put it into tax deeds and the trusts and all this other bull jive.
Right.
It's not making any sense, and it just seems like you said,
snake oil. Right. Because what he's doing is he's trying to use all these legal terminologies to confound people who don't know and make it seem like he knows more than they do, and it's a Ponzi scheme. You listen, B. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if he can freaking goddamn move some money and take care of his, you know what I'm saying, his 3 wives and 26 children, you know what I'm saying? He don't care what happens to him at the end of the day. The Ponzi scheme.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is why I always focus on legal literacy. I'm not here to give you all the answers. I'm here to show you how to figure out the answers. You know what I'm saying? That's my job.
That was hard.
I'm trying to give you the fishing pole. I'm not trying to give you 1 fish and 3 fish here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's about legal literacy. How to be literate, how to understand these things. This is a hustle within itself. And most people understand a certain hustle. They can understand that they spend enough time studying. People are lazy. Oh, I want to figure it out with my lawyer. Well, good. Yeah, figure out with your lawyer, but don't go to freaking some of these dudes that ain't got no.
Right.
credentials. You know what I'm saying? They over here trying to figure out how to feed their family.
Their credentials is the fact that he was on Sonetta, Vlad TV. That's how they look at it. He was in a Rolls Royce. That's his credentials.
Right. And then you got a lot of dumb folks who are willing to just take that from face value and be like, oh, yeah, you know what he's talking about, man. You know what he's talking about, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And they freaking got there and put their whole life savings in this man's hands. And they start arguing about, yo, there was one chick who was arguing about certain things that she had tried to purchase. Like, yo, there's a whole entire video about what's his name? Freaking
Umar?
Polite. Yeah, the Umar too, but the one about Polite is more exposing than any other video I've ever saw. And that literally breaks down how he literally was, making false, claims in order to get people to invest their money into him. You know what I'm saying? And he was using his wives, names as, the people to receive the bread. And so it became very difficult for people to sue him directly.
Damn.
He's smart.
He's a genius.
Yeah, but he's not your friend. Yeah.
Genius. He's a diabolical.
Diabolical. Perfect wording. You know what I'm saying? This dude is out to get your money. He's out to get you. He got children to feed. He got wives to feed.
He's got a Rolls Royce. He's got a Rolls Royce to rent.
Right. You see how he went from the feds all the way to all the freaking Gucci gear. Now he's dressing like a pimp. Now he's really dressing like himself. You know what I'm saying? Before he was trying to sell you dreams and stuff in an African costume.
Yeah. The Wapian with the eye makeup and
right. The eye makeup and everything, yo. You know what I mean? Gotta be careful, these pimp preachers, man. Pimp preachers been around in the African American community for a long time. Just because the conscious community is supposed to be going a certain way, don't mean that there ain't no pimp preachers amongst us. I feel like, honestly, there's probably more than there is in the church. And that's a lot to say. There's a lot of pimp preachers in the church.
That's sad because I've seen so many people, okay, the church, they guilty for the time thing, right? Taking money. But I've seen people sell products. They got tonics that's actually water with food coloring in it. They got this new scam about mnemonic gold, or I don't even know, I probably not even saying it correctly. Some kind of liquid gold that they trying to sell, and it's supposed to be a cure-all thing, and restore vitality and all this other BS that they claiming, and they selling these things at exorbitant prices for these items that you can go get your damn self on Amazon for a fifth of the price. You know what I'm saying? So these things, all these things that they're doing and these tactics that they're doing, this is coming from this conscious movement. What we call the conscious community. Right.
It's nothing but a reprieve of, of the black church in a sense. You know what I mean? And that doesn't say that the black church didn't do some good, but there's a lot of people who, who have taken advantage of those opportunities. We know this, you know what I mean? And it's happening to this day in every movement that we make. You know what I'm saying? That black folk come up with, there's always going to be somebody who's going to try to take advantage of the weaker link.
It's like the leader of Black Lives Matter. She took all that money, those donations.
Oh, man. And you remember the original leader was actually assassinated, right? The male dude who started it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the lesbian.
The lesbian one. Yeah. Turn that whole thing around, B. That's why I don't even rock with Black Lives Matter. Because it's nothing more than the feminist LGBT movement.
Exactly.
Hiding itself within the black civil rights. That's all it is.
Yep.
Do you think they give a damn about fathers' rights?
Hell no.
If they were all about black empowerment and black equality and the fight against discrimination, why aren't they taking up the mantle of fathers' rights?
Well, I mean, in a statement on their website, they said they against the nuclear family anyway, so they don't give a damn about fathers.
But they have to give a damn about children.
Man, listen, these people are in it for their own personal gain.
Right.
Said this, man. It's not about a community. They lie and say it's about the community. That's the lie. That's the lie they selling you. It's about the black community, Black lives.
Right. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Anytime that somebody dies in the street, they want to jump on that bandwagon to only gain face. But then those are not, because you don't see nothing about black BLM dealing with this even this court case for George Floyd. It's like they fell back.
Look, none of the families got any money from Black Lives Matter. That was a big ass scam. And the leader of Black Lives Matter went and purchased a Cadillac dealership with the money, man. That's what she did with it.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. These people, race hustlers. That's what they are.
Yep. That's what they are. They're race baiters. They're using race as a political tool to forward their own personal agendas. Absolutely correct. It's not the first time this has happened to us, but it's so interesting that it's happened to us from our own people. However, there's a gender war going on that a lot of folks don't want to talk about.
Yeah. But I always say this. To be honest, this is my opinion. We lost the gender war already. we lost. Men, black men have lost that gender war. I'm saying black men.
I agree.
Now, if you say you can make an argument for white men, you can make an argument for Asian men. They still got some kind of standing in their community. We're in a gynocracy. Right. We're in a gynocracy.
Right. Because at the end of the day, it's so interesting because a lot of sisters say, well, we're the most hated, women are the most hated, black women are the most hated. How are you the most hated when you get better jobs than most of your baby daddies?
Higher education,
higher pay, the whole nine.
And you have more political might.
Right. And the family courts is always going to 9 times out of 10 or 8, I'll say this, 83%, and that's the correct, accurate statistical data. 83% of the time you're going to win in court over the children.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you the most hated? You're the least threatening. How are you the most hated? Especially when you're going to inevitably marry a white man if you get into a high position. You're no threat.
Man, that's crazy. We was talking about the other day. This is kind of off topic, but those women that are climbing the corporate ladder are very promiscuous at their job with these men of power. So the CEOs, CFOs, saying, or someone at a high level, they're probably banging them. That's another topic, though. That's all.
Yeah. No. You know what I'm saying? We understand hypergamy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the real deal is that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, a lot of women don't look at men as men of power unless they are in a real position of power. Even if you got a lot of money as a black man, you're still looked at as the bottom of the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? You marry a black woman and be a football player or rap movie mogul or, you know what I'm saying, music mogul. And still at the end of the day, once she gets to a certain level of relationships within that industry, you become the bottom of the barrel. And now she's marrying somebody else who don't look like you. Got more money than you. Not even married. Just cheap. You know what I mean?
That's why my message to the black community, especially the black males, get a damn skill, get some worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And we need more people in higher fields of study. You know what I'm saying? I'm not banging on my blue collar brothers, but for some reason it seems like as when we start dreaming about making a business unless it's rap music or being the best football and basketball player. You know what I'm saying? We tend to go to businesses like, you know, hair, barbershops and soul food restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're trying to create a large chain of restaurants or you know what I'm saying, barbershops and hair salons, then you're really thinking small, because there's no political power in that small business. You know what I'm saying? There's political power when you start going into fields of study such as law or politics, or, you know what I'm saying, even, you know what I'm saying, nationality is a big issue. When we start building our own nationalism, which is why I support, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know, as a person who was raised as considering an Israelite, my son is an Israelite, I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Nationality is very important. You know what I'm saying? To our identity and to our ability to politically engage the system. Without that, you know what I'm saying, your church don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your religion is you got the freedom to religion, but if you ain't got no nationality, if you ain't doing something like that, brother, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of brothers like Mighty Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, just moved to
Tanzania.
Yeah, Tanzania. I'm proud of the brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him. He's doing something. He's trying. He's trying to build. You know what I'm saying? This is where we need to be. We need to be thinking higher. We need to be making some real boss moves. Some reason we just, you know, oh, I'm going to drive a truck and make this much money. Listen, those are all catalysts to something greater.
Look, man, this is what I want to show towards the end of the broadcast tonight, man.
Yeah.
It's going with what you're saying. Now, the black community, I said this earlier, a lot of black people have went with the lie and the notion that math does not matter. Math is dumb. We'll never have to use math. But this
I've heard it.
Math majors make. The number one job title for math majors is the actual.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
The average salary for them a year is $131,000 a year, bro.
Right. Because you got to consider accounting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got big business corporation accounting. You got stocks and investments. You got properties and trust law, which all. If you're not good at math, you know what I'm saying? You ain't crunching numbers.
Exactly. And that also falls into economics, which we poorly understand that as well.
Right.
Finances, financial literacy. You got to learn math.
Right.
You understand?
I heard people say, "Oh, I don't know why I was taught algebra. I don't have to use algebra." Yo, what people don't realize is that when you learn certain levels of math, even if you don't use it again, what it did is open a certain critical thinking, neurological pathways in your brain. Some things are only there to open up pathways, so that you think critically. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It changes how you think when you know how certain things function, even especially when it's complex.
Right. And you know, and that's exactly what you just described. That's what actuaries do. They use numbers to be like a prognosticator for a company, to see the future, see the impact financially for a company or a business or an investor. That's what they do. And all they do is crunch numbers. You know what I'm saying? And these are people with degrees with a major in mathematics. But you letting these niggas trick you out of an education.
Right. And they don't even they don't have no mathematical knowledge, much less the software to figure it out.
Exactly. My brother I know who this brother is. Your name is escaping me right now, but your name on YouTube is NFL Blue Dollars. Amaziah, that's this brother. He said you have to go to work for the government with a math degree. No, you don't, brother. The number one job title is actuary, and you can work for any company, any major company. Major companies want actuaries. Again, they are the people with the crystal ball, so to speak. They are giving predictions and telling the company how their investments and how their money and how their gross earnings and everything are going to work in the months to come. So they are needed all over. You understand?
Right.
So you don't have to particularly, you can go work for the government, but you don't have to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, the brother said
you don't have to go to the feds. Yeah.
My bad. He said, I don't mean you have to, but you should. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, that's an option. But the point is to arm yourself with that skill set so you are of value now.
Right. Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of, and once you have a value, you're not going to fall for scams. Because now you're not looking for this get out of jail free card. You're not looking for the magical beans in the beanstalk.
Right. Because you're gonna make the mathematical equation. You're gonna figure out the answer and be like, you know what this person's saying don't add up.
Right. This brother right here, Cohen Gadal, said deep mathematics leads to architecture jobs and science jobs. Right.
That's what created our civilizations was mathematics. Come on, even scripturally speaking, if you know what I'm saying, dealing with Hebrew, you gotta understand that there's grammatria to even reading in your Hebrew. There's math. There's scriptures that talk about people flipping money and some people who didn't know how to flip their money and they buried their money in the sand or they squandered it. This is all it talks about mathematics.
Yep. And that's why I try to take out time to discuss these things on the channel because, okay, we can talk about all these, the Nephilim. You brothers can tell me everything about the damn Nephilim and what color Noah's eyes were. You know, all this other crazy stuff.
We can't tell you the Pythagorean theorems.
Exactly. Something that's going to put money in your pocket. Something that's going to...
Right. You want to tell me how many aliens built the daggone pyramids, but can't tell me the mathematical equations that place them in the spots that they are and move the blocks and come on, man. I want to hear that. I want to hear that magical Negro syndrome. I call that John Coffey syndrome.
Right. And then with the COVID came out, COVID-19, all of you guys became scientists. Everybody on social media became scientists. Everybody knew what radio frequency waves were. You was the master of what was that? Radio.
Yeah, the 5G radio wave.
The master of 5G. You knew the infrastructure of the 5G, the science behind the 5G, the mathematics behind the 5G. You knew everything.
But they still got 5G in their houses from their Wi-Fi provider.
On their phone, 5G on my phone. And then you get on the internet telling these people all these lies and misinformation and disinformation. But you're so smart in those areas, but you can't pursue a math degree. You can't pursue a degree in science. You can't get a degree in STEM, but you can sit here and tell me that you know everything about the 5G and how it's causing radioactive poisoning, radiation poisoning, and you know the different gamma rays, and you can break that down. But going to school is a waste of time, though.
Right. Well, we don't need to go to school for that. I'm just going to be contrary to everything that happens in my life, even though I have to use it.
You know,
I call them contrarians.
Exactly. I cringe at some of the material that I see coming out on social media, particularly the material that's going against math and science. Because we, as the black community, we lack in academics severely.
Right.
So if anybody is poo-pooing on academics, poo-pooing on math,
Right.
these are mechanisms that we can use to pull our people out of the mud.
Right. Absolutely. Now, how you gonna make calculation? You want to talk about reparations, but you can't even make a calculation of what's owed.
Exactly.
You can't. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know nothing about trust and investments and how much a company earned or somebody's earned off of the blacks of African Americans and what should be allocated to, you know what I'm saying, reparations. What's the point?
You need an actuary.
It's a waste of speech.
You need an actuary.
Right. Cause that's one of the reasons why they I'm not big into all the conspiracy theories, but Johnny Cochran was literally doing the math on the reparations and where it should go and how it should be allocated so that it benefits everyone, you know what I'm saying, generation after generation from slavery. You know, right. He never got to finish that. He never got a chance to finish that work. But that's what he was working on.
Yeah, before he passed.
Yeah. Yep. So he had to be dealing with like trusts, you know what I'm saying, and trust law, property law, you know.
Hey, check this out. I want to say this and warn anybody because D-Ray reminded me of this. If I see another nigga on the internet claiming to be able to decalcify a pineal gland or selling a product to do that, I'm going to cut his ass smooth out.
Slap the crap out of him. Like, yo, bro, cut it out, man. Yeah.
That's another thing. Now this brother knows everything about the human body. He knows about the pineal gland. And then these brothers these brothers transcend the physical universe and start talking about the platonic universe,
right?
The spiritual realm,
right?
I can send my energy to another planet. All this other
everything they can't prove to you. Everything they can't prove.
And that's an anti-math mind.
Right. So it's subjective theory. Right. All subjective theory. If you can't prove it, then you can't argue it as an objective truth.
Exactly. Exactly, man.
It's not objective anymore. But that's our problem. That's one of the reasons why the Europeans, when they came over, I know a lot of people get upset about me saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And when I get ready to say, I said what I said. The Europeans back in the day, you remember those old videos, even the cartoons, even Bugs Bunny and stuff. You had some Europeans coming over on a boat and get off on the land on some island. And then here comes the savages, right? The savages come out the woods, and inevitably what ends up happening is savages try to cook the white man, but at the end of the day, they turn around and start bowing down to him. It used to happen even in old King Kong and Tarzan movies. Who Tarzan is all about is the worship of the European. You know what I'm saying? And somehow the religious mind became the weakness of the people.
Right. I wouldn't even say religious. I would say dogmatism.
Right. Dogmatic. Right. And somehow, you got fire and whatever, and this, that, and the other. You had a gun or whatever, and now all of a sudden, that's your God.
He's a God now. Yep.
Now he's a God. Because what? We didn't understand the science behind it.
Exactly.
However, the sciences that he learned, he got from Chinese folk. I'm talking about brown-skinned Chinese folk. And that doesn't even matter what color they were. It mattered the mathematics and the information, the science that they expounded upon to cause somebody else to be able to gain some form of leverage.
Exactly. So why would a whole group of people poo-poo on it, on academics?
Right.
Why would you do that?
Right, because they want the answers to be easy. The Bible says faith without works is dead. You can have all of the faith in the world that God is going to save you, but you got to do your work. You're given a charge here. You know what I'm saying?
And instead of giving Polite $3,500 for 3 streams of income that don't exist, put it towards your education online. You can go to online
Right,
and
right.
get a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For cheap.
Especially now, I'm telling you, like 90% of the schools are going to online education during COVID-19.
Yep. It's right. It's right now. And you can go to school, get one of these degrees, and that's how you change your life. Because the sister was like, oh, I was listening to Polite to change my life. So another brother gave him $3,500. He said the same thing in this video.
He didn't watch the video where he got where a girl got robbed for like 30 something, like close to that amount, and she was like a single mother. You know what I'm saying? And so she invested in Polite, and then
for 10,000. He got a sister,
and then could not get in contact with this man after that.
Yep.
She didn't even receive the videos that she was paying for.
Yep. Yep. When you could have just went and put that money into a learning institution and got something out of it called a degree.
Right. Believed in yourself as opposed to trying to put belief in everyone else.
Yeah. D-Red being funny, man. He being facetious, y'all.
What he saying?
We got to get back to the matriarchal system. That's what brothers be saying. And the reason why they saying that is because these niggas want to be under women and let women be the providers, let women be the male role. You know what I'm saying?
There's a difference between gynocentrism and matriarchal societies. Let's see in Africa. Matriarchal societies often kept the king as the head. However, the female did have authorities, you know what I'm saying? As a mother, a queen mother, et cetera, et cetera. What we're looking at with the feminist movement is quite different from matriarchal movement, because in the matriarchal movement, that's what even what's her name? What's the sister's name that wore the crown like Queen Latifah?
Nefertiti? Nefertiti?
No. She's like a 1960s advocate, pro-black advocate, but she spoke against Eurocentric feminism. And she spoke about matriarchal societies in Africa and in the Middle East, where they considered themselves to be matriarchal, but they weren't focused on the matriarchy in the aspects that feminism is, where they're placing the women over the men. The men were always the kings. The men were always the leaders within the matriarchal society. However, it was very much more romantic in the essence that, you know what I'm saying, man and woman ruled together. And the woman played her position as a submissive, but she still was a queen mother to the other, you know what I'm saying, people who are lower in the totem pole. You understand what I'm saying? I can't remember her name. Freaking Scheherazade Ali. Scheherazade Ali. Yeah. Scheherazade Ali. She talks about the difference between like the matriarchy in Britain as opposed to the matriarchal societies in Africa. Matriarchal societies never made the male beneath. The male was always on top.
Yeah,
a female has to go through so much gestation with forming a male child, and the male child is technically her most prized possession. Okay, so who she chose to marry to make a female and even a male child with was extremely important, and the authority came from the male. But the female was kept in a certain level of power as well in an African or Eastern matriarchal system. It's slightly different than how we look at feminism and how they project the matriarchal archetype.
Right. But you know, D-Red was poking fun at them niggas that use that term. And
right.
Community.
Well, we make the matriarchy, but see, they're a bunch of simp ass niggas. Excuse me. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, you good.
My bad. I didn't mean to say that. They simping. You know, they stuck in an understanding of what, you know what I'm saying, a female, half of these brothers is raised by their mothers alone.
Right.
You know, they didn't have daddy around. So their perception of what authority is usually comes with, you know, uh, um, um, protuberaries in a uterus.
Yeah, that's because it goes back to the gynocracy that is predominant in the black community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's a problem. There's a problem. Serious dichotomy going on.
Hey, check this out. We gonna watch this. The fake woke scammers, Brother Polite, Dr. Umar,
Okay.
and Jay Morrison.
Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Vanta Entertainment, and today I'm bringing you guys something new. I'm going to be basically confronting the Breakfast Club because we have a problem. Because they keep inviting people onto their platform, these so-called African woke people, and they end up scamming a lot of people. Then they never go back and try to inform the people of their scams and everything after having them on their platform. So, as you see, here's Brother Polite. We're going to start off with him. All right, so I'm going to start off with Brother Polite, the Hotep scammer. Now, he started off selling books and promising people that he can give them a certain citizen status in which people weren't receiving the books and they weren't receiving their refunds, or they weren't receiving that citizen status and they wouldn't receive the refund for that either, allegedly. Now, not only was that going on, but allegedly, I just watched a video where this lawyer exposes how Brother Polite committed wire fraud on one of our own African brothers, African American brothers. Even if they're African, they're still our brother. So what he ended up doing, he had this guy send him $70,000, well, his wife, to her bank, $70,000, which no one really has lying around. And he promised him something in return. The attorney didn't want to go into it. So what ended up happening is Brother Polite couldn't, do what he promised. So the attorney made him get on a payment plan and he was supposed to pay this money back, in which he didn't. And now that's why the attorney had to end up sending this to the U.S. attorney and just forwarded it over to them. On to our next scammer, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, this brother, he wants to open a school. Well, he's been trying to, the FDMG Academy, since, I believe, 2014, 2015. But since then, he's raised, I believe, by his own mouth, $700,000, if not more. But still, we have no school. Not only that, but it's recently had just came out that he's not even taking care of his own child. Now, if you want to open up an academy, my brother, you have to get your affairs in order first. Not only that, but it was said, allegedly, that he helped buy an art gallery for someone's mom that he was messing with, but he can't give money to his kid for child support, allegedly. If he's not taking care of his kid, he definitely won't take care of yours. Last but not least, someone that I was admiring at one point because I'm entering into the same real estate field. But it's just heartbreaking to find out that this Tulsa real estate fund is just a total, it's not a scam, but it's a scheme. Because what he's doing, which a lot of people don't know you can do, you can get investors, you can get grants, you can get people to invest in you. Now, when it comes to investing, you're taking a huge risk, because if you give people the money to invest, then they can blow the money away, the business go down, and, it is what it is. You don't get that money back. So now we have to talk about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, in which he is already scamming people, because any real estate fund is only charging 2% and 20%. Instead, he's charging 5% and 50%. Not only that, but when they're looking up the books or his operational costs, which he's, a business has to show these things, for the investors. He is spending over $400,000 in operation expenses for marketing and things like that. So he's spending all that money on that stuff, and people are not even seeing their return in their money. So people aren't getting any return in their money. And the messed up part is that he evaluated that your share is worth $500, but there's no way to prove that. Not only that, but even if you wanted to sell your shares, you probably couldn't because you don't have any assets or nothing. Like, your money's not put in assets. Your money is put in the fund to buy these assets. This is why, my brothers, I don't care if they've been on the Breakfast Club. I don't care if they talking good game. I don't care how intelligent they are. You always have to make sure the business is right and that you're going to be able to make money off your investment, and that you're not just investing in somebody's dreams or investing in somebody's lifestyle. Now, to be honest, I will prefer people to get out there, get your hands dirty, and do it yourself. You don't need anybody to do real estate real estate investing. So don't put your money in a fund. You need to own your own assets. But let me get back on the Breakfast Club, because you know what? This is a little bit shady to me, but I'm not going to call them all the way out because, they always have a lot of people on there. It's about views, and, who we really don't know who controls, who brings the people up there. But for them to have these 3 scammers on their platform and to never denounce them or to speak on the scamming that they're doing on the Breakfast Club, on the platform that they had them on, I have a problem with that. Me personally, they need to call out Dr. Umar, they need to call out Brother Polite, and they need to call out Jay Morrison, because this is not right. All they are doing is scheming people like the Wall Street did to other people. That's all it is, the pyramid schemes and all this other stuff, where they using other people's money to look rich, to get more of other people's money. So, the Breakfast Club, I'm sorry. Until y'all denounce these people and y'all step up and start criticizing these people that y'all have on y'all platform and y'all help blow up, I cannot support you guys anymore. And that's all I have to say about this. I'm out.
Hey, I had to play that whole video through, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You made some very valid points. Very valid.
When he said do it yourself, I know a few of our people in the audience had a light little heart attack, because he implied that you had to actually get off your ass and do something and put some effort into it.
Right. That's the whole thing. I get a hard time with when I talk about legal literacy, because it means that you have to do some research. Now you got to you have to, do some of your work. You know what I mean? You can't just lean on the attorney arguing your case. You got to know your stuff in order to know how you want your attorney to argue your case. And I can't give that to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I can only show you how to research. I can only show you what the relevant laws and statutes are, and you got to take it from there. You know what I'm saying? This is your child. This is your argument. This is your life. Why are we taking it so simple? Why do we depend, so much on other people to give us the answers, instead of trying to educate ourselves enough to have the answers for ourselves?
Because they don't have the mathematical mind, which is the problem solving mind. Right.
Which is problem solving, critical thinking, or the desire to have to do so. And I think there's such a lack of faith in ourselves, that comes from how we've been projected as being less intelligent. And so, I gotta believe in what my attorney says. Everything that my attorney says is, I gotta do what he says. Yep. Get out of here, yo. He needs to do what you say. But you gotta be educated enough to know what needs to be done.
Right.
You know, why does he need a paralegal if the client is so well informed that the client themselves can provide all of the documentation that you need or the information that's needed? This is how I want to argue my case. This is Bradford versus Stanless 2000 and blah blah blah, and this is the case that was, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Right.
Don't sit here and play with nobody, you know what I'm saying? Or trust in anybody.
Right. We got to have that attitude of doing for self.
Right. We have to have the faith in ourselves to do for self. Some of these folks just don't have any faith in themselves. They just want to play the role that like one dude I was like, you know what I'm saying, I had posted up in Kevin Samuel's page about wearing suits and ties. And he was like, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to wear suits and ties. You know what I'm saying? I hire people who wear suits and ties for me. I said, that's awesome, man. Big shout outs to your attorneys. You a drug dealer, nigga. You have to hire somebody to argue your case in the suit and tie. I say, yeah, you just prove my point. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to help you who wears a suit and tie. Somebody who's done the research and knows how to present themselves to the court and argue their case. Argue your case. But you can't do it yourself. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Hey, but this is why I follow the Black conservative movement, because they have a saying:
right.
we don't want to be the victims. We want to be the victors.
Right. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot going into the political, you know what I'm saying, ideologies of these, you know, two-party system, and there were some changes that have been made, you know what I'm saying, in certain times aspects. But at the end of the day, the Conservative Party was the party that originally, you know what I'm saying, had the best interest of the African American community in mind. You know what I'm saying? Prior to, you know, even Dred Scott, I believe he was a conservative. Yep. You know, and he represented himself in court. You know what I'm saying? He went to Supreme Court representing himself. He had to do all of his work. See, just because he lost the Supreme Court trial because there was still a whole bunch of racist crackers on the bench, doesn't take anything away from his efforts, because he wrote all of his pleadings. He wrote all of his briefs. He wrote all of his memorandums. He wrote all of his legal documents. He argued his case with his parted afro. He had faith in himself. And he was highly intelligent.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, and I brought this up on the show before. When we were at our zenith of oppression, you know, crosses being burnt on our lawns, people getting hung, you know, we were considered less of a, well, not 3/5 of a man, because that's another farce. That was another a thing, but we were treated differently based on our skin color and treated harshly based on our skin color. That's when we shined the most. That's when we got Black Wall Street, Auburn, Sweet Auburn, and Orange Mound in Tennessee, and, you know, all these different great, you know, legendary Black communities rose, and you got some of our greatest leaders, W.E.B. Du Bois.
Right. Highly educated brothers, man. Some of these people had to teach themselves how to read. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Teach themselves how to read.
People say, oh, well, the reason why we can't get nowhere in life is because of racism. Negro, please. Because we was dealing with violent racism. Y'all talk about this passive racism, you know.
Right. This is passive compared to what people in Tulsa, Oklahoma had to do in order to even build their Wall Street. And then it became violent after they had already reached certain, you know what I'm saying? They were reaching leaps and bounds. So much these white folks had to bomb them.
Right.
The only way that they could have controlled these successful, intelligent African Americans is to have attacked them physically with physical violence because they could not match their intelligence.
Right. And a lot of people don't know that they arose from the ashes like a phoenix.
Right. Oh yeah.
Black Wall Street didn't die out. They came back and rebuilt, and they were successful again.
Right. And that's just what we need to be doing. We need to be networking and building our own infrastructure, our own financial institutions. You know what I'm saying? We need to be rebuilding our own Black Wall Street and uniting. And I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be absolutely impossible for anybody to stop us in this information age. Who are you going to bomb?
Right.
You're not going to bomb one area. You understand what I'm saying? You have to attack people personally.
And that,
all across the nation.
We're not getting chased out. Ain't no such thing as sunset towns and stuff like that anymore. So what are Negroes' excuses now? Because you're not getting oppressed on that level. Right.
Yeah, but see, yeah, because the culture has gone so much toward, you know what I'm saying, the hustle. The hustle is, man, I think, yes, we have to hustle, you know what I'm saying, make ends meet, etc. But the hustle is not your primary source of income. The hustle is a residuary source of income. It's your side. It's your side piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your businesses and your you know what I'm saying, your investments, although that's the guns and butter argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit that appreciates over time.
Yeah. Come on, man. I'm like, they taught us this in movies, and Negroes still don't understand it. I don't get it. Ving Rhames taught you the method.
Hold on, let me see if I can get Ben Rhames. That's a legendary.
Legendary. It changed my whole perspective on things. Because you remember, Jody Odie, he was hustling dresses and shoes and stuff. And okay, at least he wasn't selling drugs. Cool, you know what I'm saying? But that's a hustle.
Right. Here you go.
You know what I'm saying?
You click the shutter.
Oh, here we go.
Then pull your and share your images in a gorgeous gallery website.
Pressed. Broke her off, made her feel good. Now I got myself a regular customer.
That nigga singing his head without a beard.
Nigga trying to psych me out, talking about you killing all. Old school nigga. You don't want us to have to put that heat on his ass, Billy B.
You want me to check him out?
Nah. Let the nigga breathe.
Let the nigga breathe.
Make my mama happy. Make his ass bleed.
Oh, man.
Feel the steel. As long as she happy.
Overconfident and not over-intellectual.
And this movie is so powerful because it describes what black males have become.
Yeah. Francis, this is based off of Francis Cress Welsing's book. That's why in the beginning of the movie it starts off with quotes from Francis Cress Welsing.
Man, and that's crazy because Jody is the archetype for many of the black males in America.
Right now, yep, the baby boy. He's still a baby in his mind. He's still an infant.
Damn.
And I hope his ass hear me too, nigga.
I hope his ass hear me too, nigga.
You talking that shit. Here you go.
You know the problem with you little niggas? Damn world. You don't know shit. I see you got yourself a little business going. Well, that's good. That's good. You make that paper. But when you're making paper, you got to learn some rules to go with it. You got to learn the difference between guns and butter. There are two types of niggas in this world. There are niggas with guns and niggas with butter. Now, what are the guns? The guns, that's the real estate. The stocks and bonds. Artwork. Shit that appreciates
with value.
What's the butter?
Right.
Cars, clothes, clothes, jewelry, all that other bullshit that don't mean shit after you buy it. That's what it's all about. Guns and butter, baby. Little dumb motherfucker. This nigga come up in this motherfucker doing this shit every night.
He can't take it. He can't take it. He can't take it.
But that's a community response to many brothers that are actually trying to get positive reinforcement for like doing things like getting degrees, getting skills, praise. That's the response. You see this motherfucker, he do this every day. He talk about this every day. Look how he talking.
Right.
They're trying to help you.
Hating.
Right.
You know, on somebody who's giving you some life lessons. If you just paid attention.
Yep.
He said it. Real estate, stocks and bonds, things that appreciate with value. That's what you're supposed to be giving in your trust. That's what your beneficiaries are supposed to inherit. Things that appreciate with value. Not your old rusty, you know what I'm saying, gremlin from 1976. You know what I'm saying? A pair of Nike sneakers. He got some big feet already, so you know what I'm saying? Put that in my trust. I got like 10,000 pairs of Nikes and no ownership in the company, no shares.
Oh, let me see if I can find Polite driving a Rolls Royce.
Right, but he be renting, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just so much on. And again, I did this podcast tonight based upon not really the scammer.
Right.
But the mentality of the person getting scammed.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, big shout out Huey Freeman. Absolutely, man. That was straight gems all day, man. That changed how I looked at the world just watching that one movie when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? Just wanted to give a shout out to the brother.
Now listen what he just said, and this is the excuse that I hear a lot. Well, they're only doing this because they're misguided or miseducated. So he says he can't comprehend because he has been conditioned and miseducated from a young age. How long does that last? Because once you're an adult, okay, you went through the poor education of the public school system, rap music, social pressures, and all these other things may have misguided you. But okay, now you're an adult. You can think for yourself. Why is that still an excuse? Is what I'm trying to figure out. For black males, especially you niggas that like to argue the Nephilim and aliens, and that you
right. You got all the answers, right? You got all the answers to the universe. However, you don't know what the hell to do with your money,
right? You know what I'm saying? You know where Nubaru's located. You know what I'm saying? You know where all. You know where
Atlantis is. You know where Atlantis is. You know how the pyramids were built. You know exactly how many gold shekels was in the tomb of Tutankhamun. You know what I'm saying? And somehow you still broke as hell and can't see your kids and paying child support. I don't want to hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't figured out shit that matters.
Yeah, like
sitting here coming up with all the answers for shit that fucking goddamn happened 6,000 years ago, 7,000 years ago, 15,000 years ago, but you can't figure out what the fuck to do right now.
The emerald tablets.
Oh, we still be like, can you read Hebrew? And I'm like, no, nigga, can you read legalese, nigga? Where your children at? It's 9:30. Do you know where your children are?
Man, yeah, that you know, the Islamic community is crazy with that. They want to learn, and they don't even learn. Let's just put it out there right now. Newsflash, y'all not learning Hebrew. Y'all not learning Hebrew. Y'all
Right.
y'all mimicking
Right.
certain things and then claiming to know Hebrew. But even if
Right.
that's the case, you're not making any money off of that. What's the point of doing it?
Right. How does that influence your ability to navigate this system? You know what I'm saying? How is Hebrew, unless, you know what I'm saying, like, if you can come up with some incantations and stuff, you know what I'm saying, in Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, to make Yahweh come out of a you know what I'm saying, a pillar of fire, you know what I'm saying? That, all praises, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But how are you effectively using any of the knowledge that you're gaining if it's not helping you in the present state? Yes, it's great to learn all of these languages. It's great to give back to the people so that the people can understand their heritage and their history and teach our people. Multiple languages are great to learn. I'm not taking nothing away from anybody who studies other languages, because it actually does the same thing as learning algebra. Learning algebra, you might not be able to use it, but it does open up certain portals of the mind, certain pathways, neurological pathways for you to think differently. Because we a lot of these cats learn some Hebrew words, but they'll make a Hebrew sentence that's in an English, you know what I'm saying, Latin structure, and that's really not how Hebrew is spoken, or any Eastern language is spoken. They don't use the words the same way we use them. Certain words will go backwards and behind the word, and for them to understand, what the statement is, and we use it a certain way. That's how the English language is formatted. You know what I'm saying? It's not how Hebrew was formatted. And this is one of the things, I had an argument with somebody on that the Old Covenant versus New Covenant page, which I love to death. It's fun. Big shout outs to that, because you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of good arguments there. However, one brother was like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? We got the Hebrew translation of Matthew." I'm like, "How can you have the Hebrew translation of Matthew? Can you show me the date when it was?" He said, "Here it is," and I was like, "No, this book literally states that it's the Greek that was translated into Hebrew." Well, the scriptures, Matthew had first written in Hebrew. Technically, at that time period, people were not even speaking Hebrew; they were speaking Aramaic. And you have no evidence of that, and so I don't even understand why this is even an argument right now. How is this helping you? See, a lot of folks just want to sound smart. They just want to be the smartest person in the room.
Right. And that's not beneficial at all. Not to themselves, but to the community at large. And that's what I'm saying. Really learn something. If you're going to learn a language, become like a curator or something. Like, don't do it because you want to debate a nigga on the internet or argue with a nigga on the internet. That don't make any sense. Right.
Go to school for it and then become a freaking goddamn translator. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Do something.
Yeah, you can work in the field of archaeology, all type of stuff.
Right. You want to break down freaking goddamn old ancient freaking cuneiform texts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Do so, please, my brother. You have more credibility with me when you talk if you were doing something with it and it was actually beneficial to the cause in general. But we were just learning stuff.
They would go to school and try to bring the mentality they have on social media to school.
Right.
And flunk out. You can't bring that mentality there.
Right. Trust me, I know, man. When I first got there,
trying to teach Lashua.
When I first returned to school, I had that attitude, like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this like I do all." Nah, B. You gotta write a freaking goddamn 7,000 word freaking essay. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be you gotta make your citations all in APA format and according to Blue Book citation and all of this, that, the other. Man, this ain't Facebook.
Right, this ain't arguing with niggas. Like, no, there's a format to this. Like,
right. You gotta know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Like my man said in The Last Dragon, Last Dragon's little brother. You gotta know how to move, baby. You gotta know the moves.
We afraid of structure too, so that's
why that's another reason why people are like, "Oh, you got your education and you got the white man's education." Immediately, the first thing they do to try to attack your intellect is make it the white man's education. But who are you paying your taxes to, nigga?
You take the white man's stimulus check.
Oh, yeah, right. You took that stimulus, didn't you? You took that white man's stimulus?
Come on.
You pay your taxes this year? You know what I'm saying? Pay your child support? Somebody better pay attention to the white man's education.
You paying the white man's rent. You paying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You paying the white man's water.
Yeah.
Wow.
So somebody else can build a trust for their children off of the money that you spent on rent.
Right.
So that their children can receive the inheritance. And your children don't get nothing. But a whole bunch of psychobabble.
Right.
Oh, you this, you that, but we broke. God got you. Come on, man. The Bible says that a good man leaves something for his generation's generation.
Right. That's
it
a
takes
fact.
intelligence. It takes intelligence. Try to build yourself up. It takes confidence and intelligence. Our people die for the lack of knowledge.
I'm glad you said that, because you're not going to get struck by lightning and then get zapped with all of the information you need to get a college degree.
Right.
You're
This ain't the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right.
Not the Matrix, right. You're going to have to go in and do rigorous studying and apply methodology, like any other student would.
Right. There's something called inductive reasoning, and there's something called deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is breaking things down, you know what I'm saying, mathematically and coming up with answers. And then it's inductive is where it's more subjective. It's like, you know what I'm saying, well, this happened and that happened. But if your deductive reasoning isn't on point, your inductive reasoning is crap.
Right.
Because it's not built upon any sound structural, you know what I'm saying, scientific thought. It's just built off of presumption. Magical Negro syndrome. John Coffey.
Right.
Word, man.
Yeah. Oh, damn. DMX passed away?
Oh, I knew it was going to happen, man.
Damn. Brother just said he gone.
Wow.
Hey, man. We're going to close the show, man.
Yes, sir. Yep.
We're going to close the show. RIP DMX, if that's true. You know what I'm saying? Legend in the game.
Yes, sir.
You know, my ending statement on this before we play the song, before we get out of here. The way you get out of poverty is not paying these gurus on the internet, man. It's investing in yourself by getting a skill that people are willing to pay for, becoming that lawyer, becoming that engineer, becoming that actuary, getting that math major. Right. Now you're of value, and now you can make a decent living, and you don't have to worry about polite taking your money so you can go rent Rolls Royces and stuff in where you at in Hollywood, man.
You know, while he riding around with his wives, and you still over here wondering where the hell your money at. Yo, I'm sorry, you can't hate the, you know what I'm saying? You can hate the player, you can't hate the game.
Yeah.
If you place yourself in that position, you know, the only person you can be mad at is yourself. Because he's gonna feed his family.
That's what I was trying to get. Like my focal point was the person getting scammed, and I'm trying to get the people that's watching this to see the pitfalls and how to avoid it, and you know, the red flags and the red tape. You got to take that stuff seriously. Like, because the sister was making excuses in her head. She knew it was shady, but she wanted it to be true. She wanted that dream that Polite sold her to be true so bad. She went on and gave him the $500. And got scammed.
I think she, you know, and this is one of the reasons why Polite does the thing with the multiple women, because it gives him credibility amongst females and amongst men.
Diabolical genius.
It makes him seem like he's of high value because 3 women are willing to, you know what I'm saying, copulate and be in a co and then he had the videos with the house and then all of the children, and makes it look like he's the breadwinner. I don't think he's the breadwinner. I think all the females are.
No, all his scam victims are.
He's the face. Yeah. All the scam victims too. Oh, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But they're all in cahoots. Okay? They're doing this together. And it's not about, you know what I'm saying, how much they love each other. It's about how much can they gain out of this situation.
Damn.
Together, you know? Yeah. Them sisters is in and on it too. Makes the men be like, oh yeah, he's got to know what he's talking about. He's got 5 wives. Nigga, please. 5 wives will take you for your drawers and go and bring it back to him. You know what I'm saying? And they children. Sit there if you want to, man. Pimping been pimping since pimping. If that makes any sense to anybody.
Cold world, man. No blanket, man.
It is, man. Yeah.
We're going to close out with that, man. Stay tuned. We will be going live again tomorrow. I promise. We'll be back. We getting busy over here at the source. 7 gang. Let's get it.
Thanks.
Jedi. Righteous. What you know about the Barbary slave coast? Let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it. Barbary. Straight from Algiers. Morocco. Pirating with my peers. Barbary. You should have known not to mess with the West African jewelry. The fascists can't fool me. The cargo set aflame again. Terror of the Mediterranean. You don't know who terrain you in. Your people in chains again. The tide gon' change again. And yet we are reign again. We are the crosshairs. You are in our crosshairs. If you don't get caught here, you have to beware. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. Warriors of the mob rib. Whipping on your back ribs. For your foul practice. Bodies in the water, no baptists. Now we got power over all. Remember Hannibal. No matter how big, how tall, even Rome had to fall. That's right. Remember Queen Katina. Barbary jewelry, the stigmas. The polity king us. Magi the arena. When we set sail, make the pale people well. Wars bring terror to where you dwell. Come in, take this L. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. Who I gotta come murk. Force some commerce. The open sea be a hearse. It's time to usurp. The British don't want to see us. Didn't want to free us. Now we moving white. Like what? Like a cocaine dealer. Get into these shackles. Get into these boats. Either that or be ghosts. Next season. Sent to Turkey, no hope. That's right. My ancestors feeling me. Living out antiquity. When black people rule the sea. Barbary. No man can fool me. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. I'm on a boat looking for white folks' side. Barbary slave coast side. Barbary slave coast. Real pirates of Caribbean. Blood of a North African. Hebrews and we trafficking. Hebrews and we trafficking. Real Pirates of Caribbean. Blood of a North African. Hebrews and we trafficking. Hebrews and we trafficking.
All right, we out, man. SUC Source Gang. Shout out to my brothers. I am coming through showing love, man. We out. Gang.